You're now listening to me. You're now listening to M.E.M.E. Yeah, yeah.
This is the Meme Podcast, where meme stands for music, movies, improvs everyone must envy, where we make memes on air. We're the only podcast that memeifies Black entertainment, past, present, and non-existent, that you need to love and respect for the purpose of you appreciating the culture more and us pushing the culture forward. I am Mr. Morale-less.
And I am Kodak Whack.
And we are the Supreme Meme Team. So yeah, Mr. Morale-less or Mr. Morale-les, whichever one. For my Spanish population out there is Mr. Morales. So this is season 9, Divine but Out of Line. Hashtag Debo, meme number 100. We did that.
We did 100 Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you. Entitled, this is meme 100, entitled, Big Steppin, Full Circle with No Morale. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
I can't please everybody.
Hashtag. You got any other hashtags? We had a couple yesterday.
We had you out of pocket.
You ugly as fuck.
Hashtag bitch, I'm attractive.
Hashtag I choose me.
And hashtag I can't fuck with you no more. Faster.
So yes, you got any more?
Hashtag fuck you nigga. Hashtag fuck you bitch. Hashtag we cry together.
Toxic.
Hashtag shut the fuck up when you hear love talking.
Hashtag yeah baby, yeah baby, yeah baby.
Hashtag is it really love if you eat her ass?
Like groceries. That was like the weakest line ever.
Yeah,
in R&B.
But we know, women like that.
Oh, she said it. No,
she did that. She did that. No, she didn't. She didn't do anything. Hashtag I am Kendrick is not your savior. Hashtag J. Cole for goddamn sure it's your savior. Hashtag who the fuck said Future was my savior?
Because he told me to get a money counter.
I think he just went for Drake in there. And then Braun is definitely not my savior.
Hashtag are you happy for me?
Bitch.
Are you happy for me? Smile in my face now. Are you happy for me?
Oh, hashtag Monty is the man now.
Do. Hashtag Demetrius is Marianne now.
I tried to get one off of
You can go through the whole album.
Yeah. Full of hashtags. Hashtag the whole first verse of 895. It's all hashtag. I got.
Okay, all right.
Oh, hashtag I grieve different. Hashtag nigga everybody grieves different.
Everybody grieves different. So you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and all podcast platforms. You're only getting seasons 8 and up on those platforms. If you want seasons 1 through 7, pre and post shows, as well as exclusive content, go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/theMEMEpodcast. That's TheMEME podcast. Donate, support, and become a meme or a memer.
Yeah.
You funny, dog. Peekaboo can't hide behind your money, dog. Swerve. So yeah, we about to get into this. So this is Topic of discussion. We have a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, go. Memories like they used to be. Facts and black stories. We got memifying Mr. Morales, Mr. Morales, Mr. Morales,
Mr. Morales.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And last but not least, our meme-spiracy theories, meme-spiracy facts. So again, salute to us, 100 episodes. So we came around full circle. We got a very special treat for you guys for the meme-spiracy theories for segment 3. So definitely stick around for that. We have a tie-in. That's the reason why full circle. Oh, 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 do, 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 do. Oh,
I always mix it up with pain and shit.
oh, 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 oh. So yeah, so
you did 100 episodes. Whoa.
Did I capture that on the snippet for the Above the Rim joint?
What's that?
That like one part where we was like that movie played throughout the whole movie. It's like,
oh, yeah.
Mama, I went to college. Whoa. Boogaloo just got out of prison. Whoa. Shep out there playing basketball by himself. Whoa.
Actually, every event you just described was a painful event, low-key.
Was there happiness in that movie?
No.
Well, Kyle did go to college and he hit that jumper. He hit that winning jumper to get the Hoyas to the championship. Or did they win the championship?
That nigga scored 4 points and ended up playing the YMCA. What I could have did.
He at the YMCA playing by himself like Shep.
Yeah. And he tried to repeat that same shot. You remember that shot? And nigga, did you get drafted? No.
So yeah, so we are 100 shows in. So again, third segment, full circle, bringing it back around full circle. We have something very interesting in regards to the timing and all that. So we'll get to that in segment 3. But we did 100. We made it to 100. Most people don't make it to 10 episodes, let alone 100.
Facts.
So we did that. So again, we are commemorating Kenny yet again because our first show was meme number 1. Damn, Kenny. Is it Kenny? Kendrick. Damn, Kendrick.
We did call him Kenny back then.
Yeah. Damn, Kendrick. So that was meme number 1. So here we are, meme 100 with.
God damn it, Kendrick.
Took 100 goddamn episodes, boy. What you doing, boy? What you doing out here? So yeah, so those are what we're gonna be going through today. So we can go ahead and get into it. So also go to our Patreon, which I'm about to get into. We did meme number 99. So if you're part of our Patreon or just follow the or subscribe to the Meme Podcast, and you see meme number 98, and then you see meme number 100, there's a reason why meme number 99 is not there. We did an exclusive Patreon only podcast where we did a reaction video. We listened to the whole album, song by song.
All of them.
And we pretty much spoke about our first reaction to the album, as well as our thoughts as we went through the album. Of course, you can't put that on YouTube because they'll take that down, copyright infringement.
Hey, niggas.
So we had the Wow podcast on 2/3 of the Wow podcast. We had Javi $500,000 and Simba 2.0, Malik Muhammad, and they were on the show. They joined us to speak about the album. So if you want to listen to the Kendrick album with us, you go to our Patreon, patreon.com/theMEMEpodcast. Subscribe, and then you'll have access to not just meme number 99, but seasons 1 through 7, because those are locked. So yes, so we've been doing this for quite some time.
Put it in the vault.
So yeah, so we can go ahead and get into it. Segment 1, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, go. Memories like they used to be. Facts and black stories. So reaction. So going into the meme number 99, where we did the reaction video, listen to the whole album, and give you a gist of what we broke down. So we just went through the album. Trying to remember what anything stood out. We just listed the album. I'm trying to think if there was something that stood out.
Well, we just gave more of our first reactions based off of on On the show, you talking about on the show?
Yeah.
It was based off our first reactions of we more so told the stories about how we felt when we first heard each song.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So and just to give it real quick, where were you when you first heard it? And when did you first hear it? Did you hear it at the time it dropped?
The quick backstory.
Quick, yes.
Okay, so I did the countdown. I was that guy. No, it's 10:12 and 48 more minutes. Oh yeah, I was that guy. So I was at work and everybody's like, shut the fuck up. Ah. So 11 o'clock hit. I'm on Spotify checking, couldn't find it. I was like, why isn't that working? Went to the new releases. Then I went to Kenny's page. Wasn't there. Went on Boxing. I didn't see no YouTube links. They're just talking about like, where's it at? And I'm like, they're like, oh, Apple Music crashed. So I went on Apple Music. Wasn't on Apple Music. I was talking to Eli. Eli was like, yeah, pull up Apple Music. I was like, no, it's not on there. So he put it up on his. Wasn't on there. So I sat around to like 11:07. Then I think I went on Boxing and it showed the We Cry Together link. And when somebody posted that one, I was like, oh shit, that was out on YouTube. I was like, shit, it's on YouTube. Why the fuck is that on Spotify? So I was on Spotify again. I refreshed it and it popped up. So as soon as it popped up, threw all my stuff in the bag. See you guys later. Jumped in the car and listened to it. So I originally said I wanted to listen to them on these headphones here. Completely.
Which
I should have. But I ended up getting in the car and I was like, what else am I gonna listen to besides this? So I'm like, yo, go ahead and pop it in. So start off with
pop it in like you had a CD.
let me pop my finger because it popped when I pushed the button.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
You on your phone?
Yeah, you like so
there's no pop. There's like no button.
I'm starting to feel a little arthritis getting old. So like right here, started feeling it when
Okay.
Yeah. So like my finger I'm there fell out trying to listen to this album. Yes. I grieve different, nigga. Shut up. Anyway. I just should be one of the I grieve different. That'd be my excuse for everything in 2022.
Hey, where the tap dancing and shit? You dancing around like this? Nigga, I don't hear about your grieving and shit. Nigga.
Yeah.
Get to the root of the problem. That is not the root of the problem.
Root of the problem was I listened to it in the car. So I started listening to the car. I think I said I got to Rich Spirit when I got to the house. So I was like, okay, cool. It's pretty cool. Then I switched to the headphones. I said the first song I listened to on my headphones was We Cry Together. It was like, what the fuck? So it was an uneven experience when I first heard it because I was at the end feeling like, yeah, this is the worst Kendrick I've ever heard. So I text that to you like, yo, this is like the worst Kendrick I've ever heard already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was. I think I was sitting in the parking lot when you text that. So I was at 1001 Bistro at an open mic night. I got there around 9 o'clock. And I was looking at the watch, and I was looking at when I had my watch on. I had the phone. I was looking at the phone. The kid like, hey, I ease up out of here. I just got here.
Looking at the Rolex, it's about that time. Yes. I don't have a Rolex.
So I skipped out of there around 10:45 because I was like, okay, I got a nice drive home from downtown Dallas. So pretty much got past downtown. I was downtown. I got halfway home, and then it's like, okay, it's 11. So like, boom, let me hit this Spoofy. Let me see if it's on Spoofy. So boom, it's not there.
12.
Then I went back. I gave it some time, get like 2 minutes, and then it was like, hey, let me see if it's on there now. It was on there. For me, it was on there. I saw it. Mm-hmm. So I started listening to it. So it was like, okay, all right. And I have trash reception getting closer and closer to my house because I stay like by Joe Pool Lake. So it's like the reception is trash.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I throw that out there. Yeah, I stay by the lake, overlooking. I see the moon, and if I want to go down on the pool deck, on my deck.
So you on your deck, you already see it as above, so below, right there.
Right. Yeah, there's no deck. So
there's no deck.
Yeah, I'm just.
It's not the Matrix. I don't have a deck.
Yeah, let me not try to stunt. I'm not really on that level, but trash reception. So I parked it. Pulled over to the side. I was like, I'm gonna listen to the rest of this out because I'm not gonna be like it be going in and out, and then I gotta wait till I get in the house and then start it back up. So I pulled over to the side, listened to the majority of the album, and then I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and head home.
Time to hit the old dusty trail.
Yeah, it was getting to like midnight. I gotta go to work in the morning, and it's like I don't know what the fuck you doing with this album.
Niggas not about their responsibilities and shit.
Yeah, because any other Kitty album, I'm like, hey man, I'm about to run this back again. Because when King's Disease 2 dropped, I stayed up, listened to the album, then listened to the album again. That was an hour. 2 hours spent listening to the King's Disease 2 twice.
So soaking in all the games.
And I had to go to work. So it was like with Kenny, it was the first run. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. You know, it's the SpongeBob. Like, yeah, I'm going to head home.
Head out.
Yeah, yeah. So I went home, listened to the rest of it in the parking lot at the apartment. So, and then you had sent me the text, and then I didn't respond. I was like, yeah, let me sleep on this. Not sleep on Kenny, but let me sleep on this and wake up with a different perspective, with a fresh mind. Maybe it was the open mic night that fucked it up. So the open mic night.
So wait, when you said I was about to make a joke like that, yeah, let me go lay down sober up, listen to it. Like, this nigga don't drink and smoke.
Right.
And I was doing the excuse for myself. I was like, yeah, maybe I was drunk. I was like, no, nigga, I just got off work. I was perfectly sober. That shit.
Unless you snitching on yourself.
No, I don't do that shit. At all. No, no, I don't do it like at work. Yeah, we work it, so I don't play it. But like, you know, you're home, you want to have a drink or something like that. Mm-hmm. Both times this album, I was perfectly sober. It's like,
yeah, you can't use no excuses.
Maybe you just smoke some. Maybe you have to drink something to feel this.
So yeah, so that was my initial reaction. So wake up the next morning, listen to it on the way to work, and once I got an understanding of what he was doing, then I liked the album more. So it grew on me. So speaking of like mixed reviews, like what were you seeing in regards to like people's reviews the next day or the day after, like when the results start coming in? Like what were you seeing?
I saw about 75% positive reviews. They're like, it's a good album, blah, blah, blah. But the 25-30% that I saw, it was mostly the, oh yeah, he dropped a whack one, not better than J. Cole's album. He wasn't better than Drake's album. What the fuck was Kendrick doing? So to me, it reminded me of when To Pimp a Butterfly came out. Mm-hmm. Because when that album came out, I remember when I heard, I thought it was like one of the greatest shit I ever heard in my life. I was like, oh, he did the funk, he had the live instrumentation, he was doing all that. And everybody was like, what the fuck was he doing with half of this album? It didn't get good till Mama came on. I was like, what the fuck? So I was like confused.
Like Wesley Theory, then Bump.
I was talking to Hootie. I think Hootie and Eli was like, yeah, I don't really like Wesley Theory. And I'm like,
but that was a banger. What you talking about?
That was the fucking.
That's a good way to start an album.
To me, I'm like, I'm in total agreement. So I was flabbergasted when they said they did best with that song. I was like,
just off the "we should never get you niggas money, go back home." Number one, number two, every nigga is a star. Like, come on now. Then you got George Clinton on there. Oh, come on, come on now, come on now. Yeah, you don't know music.
They wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
So, but then when I heard this one, it's kind of like,
everybody get up.
So I understood where everybody was kind of like. So I understood both sides. Like, yeah, overall, I saw the elements. Like, of course, you heard Auntie's Diaries and My Mom's Sober. It's kind of like, okay, I see the greatness element, the savior, count me out, we cry together. Okay, what everybody talk about, we cry together. That was the main. That's we cry together. Oh, we cry together. We cry together. Like, so.
Yeah, nobody listen to any other songs. Any other?
Yeah, nobody heard Purple Hearts. Nobody heard Purple Hearts where he was the solution. Anyone? Okay. And then,
Kodak?
They were talking about like the Silent Hill song. Well, they talk about Kodak watched Kendrick on the song. I was like, because Kendrick was just flowing and Kodak rapped like 57 bars. So
it's like when they said J. Cole watched Kendrick and Kendrick was just on the hook.
Singing, just sing a little outro and shit. Oh, yeah, Kendrick, you want to rap? It's like,
it was designed that way.
That's how it's supposed to be. It's like, okay, but
did J. Cole watch him? Did J. Cole watch Kenny on Fruit? What was that?
No, he was on the hook.
That's what I'm saying. Did J. Cole watch
Kenny
on what's that song called? Fruit. Forbidden Fruit. Yeah, I was trying to think of that.
Did Mac Miller watch him on God is sexy, nasty, or whatever? He doesn't say the hook. So it's the same thing. So I saw a lot of, like I said, I saw the negative stuff was more so the like I don't get it. Like, I waited 5 years for this type of thing. And that's the running joke at work that the Hootie hits me with. Like, yes, that was mid. That was mid. Oh yeah, we waited 5 years for this. Yeah, the off season's way better. So it's like,
Yeah, I was seeing the same thing, but I was seeing more positive reviews than negative ones. A lot of people was giving the album praise. But those that there were some that was like, oh, this is trash. I can't bump this in the ride. I can't, I can't get jiggy with this shit. I was hearing, more stuff like that. But those are the people that were mainly they're used to a certain type of vibe. Like they're used to like the shit that can, play in the club. You know what I'm saying? That type of, or you can just play it in your ride and then, you got the bass up and, the ones that have like the same beat, like people are used to just hearing that on repeat, every song sound the same. So they don't, when you do get a mix of different types of music genres and things of that nature, the instrumentation, then that's when I guess when people start, you're pretty much disrupting them at the core, like, because they're not used to that.
I can see that. Then that gets into the whole, we're in this microwave era now where, we want to hear like this
tissue real quick. I'll be right back.
You're leaving in the middle of the podcast? Oh my God.
I don't like the album.
you must hate Kendrick. Oh yeah, we had commercial breaks in the other one.
Ain't no business be out there. No business. No.
You have your Claritin ready. You have your goddamn Kleenex on deck. So you get hit with all kind of drops right now. So hey Kenny, how you feel about that? Exactly, that's how I felt too. Like he was saying, it was like I said 70-75% to 25-30% negative. And let me steal a little bit from his notes over here. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's coming back. Oh, put them on now. Now you go through his bag. Jump with the gripper out. Pause.
Oh shit! Goddamn, boy. Step in that room, boy.
You get your nourishment.
Goddamn.
You always say stuff. It's just stuff in here.
Hell yeah, boy. So we are recording in his room. Yeah, I don't want to make it seem like I'm snorting coke before the goddamn show. Be sniffing
and tripping.
Oh shit! Yeah, this room got there dusty as hell, boy. That boy don't clean his room, boy. But dusty as hell, boy.
He just had me move my whole goddamn mattress. So this is where the bed is. So sorry to dust the carpet underneath.
Damn.
Oh goddamn mattress.
So yeah, I don't sniff. Yeah, it's dusty as hell there, boy.
I'm not sneezing once.
Because you live in here. You live in here.
You're immune to the dust.
So yeah. Usually we recording out in the living room.
It's not made during allergy season though. Not at all.
So yeah, usually we recording out in the living room with a nice backdrop. So this is actually our second time recording this show. We recorded yesterday out in with the background. We can see downtown Dallas. We out here on the rooftop, on the penthouse. So we had to move here into the room. So because normally we don't record today for the show. So this is our second time doing this show. So we had like some interruptions, pausing, changing the mics and all that stuff. So it's like, hey, let's just go ahead and re-record it. Okay. So boom, where were we? So you were talking about
you were saying like you were getting like the 70 like generally positive reviews.
Oh yes. So it's like people that don't listen to music for the most part. Different genres of music, they didn't really like it, but I was getting a lot of positive reviews. And then I started getting the probably like some days in, like when it got close to the week to close out the week with the numbers, then that's when people start hitting with the Drake sold more than Kenny, J. Cole sold more than Kenny. So I'm like, damn, they said, so what is numbers? Like people weren't even talking about CLB, Certified Lover Boy, after. Mm-hmm. People weren't talking about off season after. Like they was talking about him balling in the African League. Mm-hmm. But that didn't last long because he was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the house. I gotta take care of my responsibilities at home.
I was 36, but then now here we go again.
So people stopped talking about the album. Like, yeah, they was like, oh yeah, he went in on the on these songs, his rapping, but no one was talking about the album content wise. No one was talking about CLB. CLB was trash. So it's like, okay, what are we talking about? So it's like, okay, we start bringing numbers up when you can't really hold a conversation regarding your content. But when you look at Mr. Morales, I keep saying Mr. Morale. Yes, Mr. Morales. I keep saying Mr. Morales. That's me. That's me. That's me. Mr. Morales, the big stuff.
Because of my album.
Yeah, you know, coming soon.
Fire.
When it comes to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, it's like it's creating conversations. He didn't have no rollout. There was no video. There was no single that dropped. It was just based off of
part 5.
But he does that on the other albums as well, except for To Pimp a Butterfly. But he does that.
Mm-hmm.
But people were talking about the song, the content in the video. They weren't talking about, oh yeah, it was just a dope video. It was creating a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a difference when we start talking numbers. It's like you why are we bringing numbers up? Like it really holds weight.
And then, like I was saying yesterday, if you want to talk quote unquote numbers, I forgot the name of the metrics, but it's like impressions. It's like Google searches, videos being made about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you put that in totality and what Kendrick's done, he probably surpassed Drake just in that 2 or 3 week period, because the conversation, even to this day, like I'm getting, of course you don't measure this, but I had Eli from the Gems for the Record podcast. He called me and he was like, yeah, like, yo, he just thought about it. Like he opinion changes on the album every time he listens to it. But he's like, hey, has there ever been a mainstream artist that dropped an album about mental health? So I'm like, the fact that we were having that discussion 2 weeks after the album drop shows the impact of what he does.
Right.
Even if you don't agree with it, like even with To Pimp a Butterfly, you may not agree with how it was sonically, the discussion was still had.
Right.
And even to this day, of course, the discussion is still had, but he creates moments in hip hop to where he causes discussions. He's not just dropping events just to party to.
Right. Moments. Shout out to Nas.
Accomplishments or astonishments.
Indeed. So yeah, so it was another thing that after the first time listening to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, it was like I was let down because I was the expectation was through the roof, outer space, past the stratosphere. Because it's like, okay, 5 years, number one. Number two, double album. I'm thinking Pac energy. I'm like, okay, he about to surpass All Eyes on Me. Would you say All Eyes on Me is better than Life After Death? Of course.
Clearly, no debating. We'll continue.
Okay, I'm just saying that those are the two.
Do we need to do All Eyes on Me versus Life After Death?
No.
Where's your?
Hey, just on the strength of You Can't See Me. I ain't even. I'm not even gonna get into. I ain't mad at you. I ain't gonna say ambitious as a writer. I ain't gonna say.
I ain't gonna say goddamn picture be rolling.
I ain't gonna say goddamn. Ain't even singles.
I say how you want it. You gonna say Hearts of Men. I ain't gonna say goddamn. Goddamn.
You Can't See Me.
This You Can't See Me. Just that one. You sure want to be a thug? I ain't gonna say goddamn. What do I call you, bitch? Like,
what are we talking?
What are we talking about here?
I'm just saying, just You Can't See Me.
Not to mention All Eyes on Me. Not to mention I'd rather be in IGGA. Goddamn.
What's the other one?
Heavenly Hard to Find.
What's the other one? Life Goes On.
Life Goes On.
Come on now. What are we talking about?
I missed the classic.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, what was up there with I Ain't Mad at You that had that slow vibe? That's like it was emotional. It's like Life Goes On.
Yeah, well, sky's the limit. I actually listened to that song the other day, and now I understand what he was doing with the song. I remember when I first heard it, I was like, I don't get it. Like, what's the whole sky's the limit? He just telling us a story about him being broke and shit. But now I actually heard the whole story, actually focusing on what he was talking about. It's dope. It's a classic. It's a classic. It's a classic. Yeah. I apologize for Biggie fans for that one. That was hater heat on that one.
So yeah, okay. So All Eyes on Me.
Clearly,
it's up there in a league of its own for the most part. Just on the strength of You Can't See Me. So I'm thinking like he shows the picture, like he got the double disc. So I'm like, okay, he about to do a double album. 5 years, knowing like the levels of creativity, the levels that he goes to creatively to package an album, content wise. So I'm like, okay, 5 years, double album. He's already showed you with To Pimp a Butterfly, he's pulling from that Pac. He's from the Pac lineage. So I'm like, okay, he's about to surpass Pac in the All Eyes on Me. So, and on top of that, he's talking about smoking on top fives. So Big, Nas, Jay, Pac, and anybody else that's in your top five, he's smoking on top five. So it's like, okay, he coming for the crown. And he's always proclaimed that he's the greatest rapper alive. So it's like, okay, so he's really about to like take the game to a whole different level musically.
You know, can you add this to your notes at the very end, the last question?
What is the last question?
After what I just said about the discussion on the mental health, is there a mental health album? Like, well, I was saying hip hop, there's not a hip hop album that just tackles mental health from that angle. With the importance of what he's talking about and what was going on and how he framed the album, while it might not right now, we'll say, no, hell no, it's not up there with All Eyes on Me, but years down the line, could it be as important as those albums? But let's talk about the album. We'll get to it. I want that to be at the last question.
I got it down.
Yeah.
So with the hype that I placed upon this album, and then Hard Part 5 drops, that did what it did, and I was like, okay, yeah, he really about to, like, it's serious.
Okay, let's have a quick discussion on the Hard Part 5.
Well, you said quick discussion. Go ahead.
Okay, wait. You want to wait till we get to the album? Okay,
right. Well, that we'll segue into that in a minute.
Okay,
because that's the next.
Okay.
So the expectation was super high, given all the things I just laid down to y'all. So I hit the album the first go round. I'm like, goddamn, boy, I don't hear no hit 'em up. I don't hear no goddamn you can't see me. I don't hear no picture me rolling. I don't hear no goddamn ambitious as a writer. I don't hear no goddamn I ain't mad at you. I don't hear no any song that's on. I ain't hear none of that.
Nigga, I didn't even hear no kick in the door. I didn't hear no goddamn fucking you tonight. I didn't hear no I'm gonna say I love the door, that shit. I hear no hypnotized. I didn't hear no.
I got a story to tell, boy.
Yeah, I hear Towards Thugs. I hear none of that. Well, I heard a lot of Towards Thugs.
Yeah, I was gonna say he did have a story to tell.
Hey, so told hell of a story. Hell of a story.
Yeah, all the diaries, boy.
You run it back. Rewind that.
So when I hear it the first time, like I said, my expectations is through the roof, past the roof.
I'm sorry, I have to say somebody did have to die. Cancel culture.
Okay, yes, sir. That is true. So I was let down on the strength of the expectations. I'm ready to hear, like, goddamn, all my emotions and memories that's tied into All Eyes on Me. I was expecting to feel like, damn, boy, he bodied All Eyes on Me. Like, I don't even want to listen to All Eyes on Me no more. that's the expectation that I set.
So first off, Kenny,
I can't please everybody.
First off, second off, yeah, you need to go to therapy. If you really thought that shit was gonna happen, that shit ain't what?
I'm a little. This is just exaggerating a little bit, but
I know, but all can never be bodied.
I'm just saying. That's
a whole other podcast. Continue.
So needless to say, I was let down. But then when I woke up the next morning after I slept and
you checked yourself,
yeah, I checked myself.
You wrecked yourself,
right? So when I woke up with a freshened mind, I was like,
"Did you get 8 hours?"
No,
I tossed the turn off when I was so angry.
Damn it, Kenny! 5.
Fuck!
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta wait another 5 years for the next album. So yeah,
turkey burgers.
You at home listening to this shit? So yeah, I was stop fucking around and be a man. So yeah, so I was like,
you must think we done with hip hop. It was popular jazz and shit. To grow up.
Yeah, what is
what's Kenny G doing out there?
What's Phil Collins doing?
He jumped to the bakery.
Right. So yeah, I woke up the next morning. Not only that, I give it another listen, and like I said, I listened to it on the way to work. But I also had another. I had an epiphany. So the first thing that came to me was like, hey, you need to like, how the fuck are you gonna be coming at Kenny like this, saying like the album could have been better? And it was like I had to look at myself. It was like, what the fuck are you doing that's up there with that? So even if you don't like the album, what are you doing that's up there with that? Now I could get on my ego shit and be like, well, the Me podcast, we do what we do, but it's like we only got
have you heard 97? What you mean?
Nobody only got 27 subscribers. So it's like, what is you talking about? So it's like, so it's like, what are you doing in regards to like, how dare you speak of somebody? Yeah, how dare you speak about somebody who's put their heart and their soul into their music and giving you classic after classic after classic, and it's been doing this for 20 years. So who are you to even speak on it not being to your standards? So it was like, and I think I said,
trying to be.
So it was like, I think I said it yesterday. I was like, I got pissed off at moms.
So you might not like that, but you internalize the fuck out that shit.
So I got pissed off at moms. We was watching some basketball game or baseball game, and moms was like, oh man, they need to fire that coach. I could have, I would have did this. I'm like, man, if you was the coach, they wouldn't have made it out of the preseason. Goddamn, you would have got fired first game preseason. It's like, who is this? So it's like, so it's like the same thing. So who am I to say I don't like this album? He could have did better. This is not To Pimp a Butterfly-esque. You know what I'm saying? This is not up to the damn standards. So it's like, I need to chill out. I'm sorry. Let me step back and do better in life. And then it got me to thinking. I was like, man. Oh man. I was like, man, I've been doing the same thing with J. Cole. I was like, who am I to tell J. Cole that he's not good enough? Who am I to say his music is not good enough? What is the famous Kanye bar?
If you think you can do better than me, nigga, you do it.
Exactly. So I would like to say here on the M.E.M.E podcast at this point in time, I apologize to Jermaine Cole for saying that he's not good enough, because it's not on me to say he's good enough unless I'm doing something that's up there that's of equal value. But if I am doing something of equal value that's up there, I wouldn't be worried about J. Cole. So I say my apologies to J. Cole on the strength, because who am I to tell somebody that they're not good enough, or their album was trash, or their album wasn't good up to my standards? Because it's like, okay, who am I? What am I doing to save the universe? Passionate.
I just want to say, I'm not apologize for nothing.
This man
is the
I thought you
views
about to hit me with the Martin. Man, if you don't sit your dumb ass.
No, I'm working on my professionalism. You know, just the whole shot on camera. Professionalism, guys. So the views expressed.
That's why I thought you was about to wild out, because you ain't never took a shot on the show.
No, because you just gave J. Cole some prop. You never gave J. Cole. You never apologized to J. Cole. So since you doing some first, I'm gonna do some first. Is that okay? 100 episode. I still took a shot for us doing 100 episodes, but I didn't take a shot to calm the fuck down. You never apologize to that niggas.
You turn us into drink champs.
There you go. Make some noise. No, so the views expressed right there was not of that's from Kim Naki, and if he feels that from the Me podcast, I'll have to depart from said podcast.
He already left.
No, but matter of fact, that was the views of Spaces to Place, and not of Hater Heath, Kundalini, the Black Zombie, Talking Whiz-Kids, D White,
or P Diddy.
Or P Diddy. P didn't even hear the shit, but she no. Word the Kunta Kid thing. No. So what I'll say about J. Cole is this. I understand the sentiment, and it's funny when you were saying that. I was thinking, like, if you say that about Kendrick, you say that about goddamn Wale, J. Got damn near everybody. So I say hell no to that, because where does the line?
Hey man, get off my back.
I didn't make the house rules. So J. Cole, you can either deal with this or you can walk. So it's a difference between constructive criticism and, like you said, the expectations.
Okay.
So I don't have expectations for J. Cole. If anything, even for the Kendrick album, I was telling people before the album came out, I had a feeling this album wasn't going to meet my said expectations. So the expectation conversation is something I was having within myself anyway. Mm-hmm. And plus, how I am normally with music, I have it's not a 3-album rule, but I normally get tired of people after 3 albums. Because to me, like, okay, you kind of said what you're going to say. And most artists don't even grow like that to where they take it to another level. So use after 2 or 3 hours, like, yeah, I'm good. And I can say that about like certain people have surpassed that, like Common, of course, Jay, Nas, Kanye. But like when you get to like I was trying to think of an artist that I used to listen to, but kind of like a Chameleon. Chameleon was good for a time period, but after like the Sound of Revenge, Ultimate Victory, it's kind of like after that, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm good on him. Still love him as an artist, but I don't need to hear him anymore.
Gotcha.
Still support, but I just don't have to. I'm not rushing to hear what Chameleon has to say in 2015, 2016.
Gotcha.
When you surpass that, it's okay. So I was with Kendrick. I was like, okay, I have the expectation. I have the same kind of expectation that I stopped early. I was like, I already know he's not going to meet that expectation. So I was like, let me calm myself down and be like, oh, if anything, we'll probably get a pretty good album. And I think I said it was like a All Eyes on Me, Life After Death, and then you got Street Disciple and Blueprint 2. Mm-hmm. And I said, if he can hit in the middle of those, great job. I didn't think about Scorpion. I didn't even think about Donda at the time, because that's what I really should have been comparing it to, because those are the 2 newer ones of artists in his stratosphere. Right. Which is a whole nother discussion. We'll get to that later. But that was where my mind frame was. Like, if he as long as he wasn't on the Blueprint 2, and I would say Street Disciple is actually a pretty good. I would say if we were trying to be funny, this would be his Street Disciple. Like, certain people didn't get it, but over time, it's kind of like, if you really go back and listen to that shit, you're like, oh, he was actually killing a lot of these songs and shit.
Oh, you're talking about Nas on Street Disciple? Yeah, he stepped it. It's like he went back to like it was written. Like that's when he stepped it up, like lyrically, to like it's like, okay, Nas is back in his bag lyrically, back on some like it was written, like pushing it to that degree.
Okay,
lyrically.
Yeah. So it's one of those. It takes time to come back to it and be like, oh, I see what you're doing. Even like how it was written, how it was ahead of its time, to where it's like, or they were expecting a certain thing, but later on they went back to it, like, yo, he was actually killing this shit. Oh, sorry, killing it more than he was on Illmatic, because he just went to a different bag. And that's why I talk about the growth. So if you can 180 like that on an album and still have my attention, then yes, you'll probably get past that third album, because now I don't know what to expect from you. But if you're doing like here's the artist that I can say, Ludacris. After Chicken and Beer, I'm kind of like, yeah. And then I know he did like the Release Therapy. He did the one about like the movie theaters and all stuff. So he tried to get creative, but it was kind of like, I don't need to hear Ludacris. Ludacris is one of the greatest rappers, like just pure rapping, like perfect voice, cadence. Like if somebody was born to rap, it would be Ludacris. I just never, like, the content was never there. Then when you try to get into the content bag, it's like, all right, I don't want to hear that from you anymore.
Right.
So
yeah, we can go ahead and segue over to memifying OK Llamas, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. So we can go ahead and get into the Heart Part 5. So what did you want to do you remember?
I was going to ask you, I think it was about your Heart Part 5 when it first came out. I don't remember the exact conversation, but we're going to start this one. We'll go ahead and tell the story like when you first saw it.
So yeah, we was over at Cherry Moon's house.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
2 weeks ago.
So yeah, we was at Cherry Moon's house, and I was on the computer uploading some shows for the Wow podcast, and you pretty much were trying to get my attention. I'm like, yo, and I was like zoned. I was locked in, and then when you were like really like, nigga, then I was like, I already knew. I was like, it must be something Kenny related, something must have dropped or something like that. But I gotta get these shows up for the homies, because that's more important than what Kenny's doing.
So you mean the plight of the Black people is less important than the Wow podcast?
Yes.
If it's so important, why when they're already up?
You got that audio? You got that audio up? You got the audio up for the beans?
This Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I gave them shit to you 2 weeks ago. I gave them the same time you got when I was uploading the Wild stuff. What are you talking about?
Hey, they're ready. I got to type that shit out again. I was going to type all that shit out again.
Okay, that shit. Anyway.
I didn't copy and paste.
This guy. So he tried it with me, but it didn't work. So try to get the homies and their shows in order. So then he was like, oh, they got a video for the Hard Part 5. And I think that morning, people was posting excuse me, that means I'm telling lies. That morning they were posting screenshots. They were posting screenshots that Spotify, Spoofy as I call it, Spoofy. They had accidentally, they said, oh yeah, listen to the Kendrick Lamar playlist that has the Heart Part 5, but they hadn't added it yet. So they had they made a mistake. So that's when people was like, oh no, he's about to drop the Heart Part 5. So everybody's going crazy.
Joe Budden tried to tell y'all didn't listen.
What did Juice Bud say?
We talking about we fucking with Spoofy. Doing the Spooty doing the Goofy.
So I already knew in the back of my head, like, okay, he's about to drop the Hard Part 5. So then when you pretty much was like, I was like, okay, Kenny must have dropped something. So then he was like, hey, you got a video for Hard Part 5. So I was like, oh. So, I was like, fuck the Wild Podcast, what they're doing. Let's go listen, even though I just said what I just said. But I was like, yeah, let's go. I was like, you want to go listen to it in a car? Because it's like, I'm not about to listen to this weak ass laptop with this sound. So it's like, yeah, let's go. I was like, and he was like, no, let's go put it on mom's TV with the sound bar. I'm like, all right, go do that. So we watch it. And I was like, all eyes on me too. He about to do that.
That's what you got out of that?
No, I didn't get all that. I mean, that was like, okay. I was like, hey, the Family Ties, Hard Part 5. Now, if it was just the audio, I wouldn't have said that.
Okay.
On the strength
of
the video with the deep fakes and all that, I was like, I'm looking past. I'm looking like, okay, what is the meaning? Why did you use OJ, Kanye, Jesse, Kobe, and Nip? And Will Smith. So I'm like, okay. And then he's like, fuck the culture. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh, you want me fucking with the culture? No one got 27 goddamn subscribers.
Yeah, you saw what I just said. The WoW was more important than the Plight of the Blacks.
Yeah.
So 27 subscribers.
So we push the WoW.
So yeah, so when I first, like I said, we first saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, he in his bag, like he really about to. Then I started doing my like conspiracy, like, oh, so what if he's about to speak from the different perspectives on the album, from a OJ Simpson and a Kobe and a Will Smith and a Jesse and a Nip? So I'm like, okay, conceptual.
So we at the M.E.M.E. podcast come up with better concept for albums than most rappers.
Yeah, we did. We had that discussion yesterday.
Come see M.E.M.E. A&R. You're gonna get your shit right.
Right. So yeah, so that was my first take watching it. What about yourself?
When I first heard it, first thing I heard the Marvin Gaye "I Want You" sample. Marvin Gaye's the greatest singer of all time to me. So first I heard, I was like, damn, he cleared the Marvin Gaye sample. I was like, wow, like this guy, he's important. So that's the first thing I thought about.
Real quick, I thought after the fact, I was like, what if it took him 5 years to clear the sample? That's the reason why he didn't drop nothing, because he really needed that sample.
Yeah, nigga was sitting there the whole time waiting for telling him he was able to clear.
That did pop in my head. But go ahead, sir.
No, but so the "I Want You" sample, I was like, okay, damn. So, but it was not only it was the "I Want You" sample, it was the fact that it was replayed. And I don't know what podcast did you send me? I don't want to say the shots, but I want to correct them on what they said. The one podcast you sent me that was hating on the
Mike and Coop.
Oh yeah, Mike and Coop. So
according to Hip Hop Podcast,
shout out to according to Hip Hop Podcast, Mike and Coop. I don't know which one it said it, but they talk about when the sample came on. It was like, oh, it was just a replayed. They just replayed the "I Want You" sample. Nah, it was replayed in the studio, so that wasn't the actual sample from the song. They replayed it. Mm-hmm. So, and as a person who's listened to that song plus the breakdowns of the song, like there's a version with just the bass and acapella. There's just a guitar version. I heard a different versions of it. Mm-hmm. They replayed it.
Okay.
I just wanted to put that out there just to correct that. When I heard that, I don't mind other opinions. I just want to correct the facts. That part, the Marvin Gaye aspect, the I didn't like how he started. I come from a city. I was like, okay, it's one of those. And I was like, all right, cool. But when he got into the whole bag about the 23 lockdown, so you hit the yard, the culture, they fucking your bitch. That's culture. And I was like, huh. Where's he going with this?
That's a Tekashi shot.
Yeah, and then he talked about the dude getting out of 17 years, get brains blown out for going buy the weed. That's culture. So I was like, okay, it's like he's showing the bad side of the culture. So where's he gonna go with it? The second verse, he got into the whole. I was over in Argentina when he found out Nipsey got killed. And then he's like, "Fuck calling it culture." And I was like, "Ooh," and I was like, so now he finally sees. Like I've been doing this for y'all, and this is how you treat your people. So I'm like, is he gonna hit the angle of basically like I was thinking more like an All Eyes on Me Machiavelli type of hardship, but like fuck y'all niggas, I'm done with y'all, I'm out type of shit. So I heard that part. That's why I immediately went. I was like, yeah, he's gonna be angry. He's gonna be pissed off on his album. He's like, look what y'all did to Nip. I thought he was gonna basically come from the aspect of look what y'all did to Nip. They talk about where I've been at. Y'all, like, why y'all will be outside? Y'all had a leader out there. So I was like, okay, he about to come in some angry shit. So that's how I was when I first heard it. I listened to like good 6-7 times. I always get to the third verse and be like, okay, I heard the third verse, I get it, and I get kind of like tired of it. But like I always end up listening to it in the end. But my favorite verse on that one was the second verse, for sure. Yeah, second verse.
And funny enough, watch the episode of Alana.
Speaking of which, I want to talk to you about that. Possibly doing the episode this season on the Atlanta. I heard a lot of stuff about that season that I want to dive into. Oh
yeah, that shit. That season is like there's so many there's so many treasure. There's so many gems in that goddamn season. Even the other seasons, but this season is like okay. And I think right before we got cut off the last time, where you was talking about Kenny talking about, you know, rubbing shaking hands with the other, you know, leaders, you know.
Yeah, everybody's really
I'll
shaking hands with people who are for the people, all of them greedy. Yeah.
Right. There's another episode of fucking Atlanta where motherfuckers, there's like a whole episode based off of that, and motherfuckers is like coming to the rescue like an Al Sharpton or I forgot the other dude, Crump, that always be at the motherfucking like right when something happened, they right there like, yeah, you know, we're gonna but they did a whole episode based around that shit, and it was like it speaks to that. It's like, okay, what do we want for, you know, Paperboy's like, yeah, you know, we need to do this in the hood and and it was like, well, I need 50 tickets to the new Black Panther 2 movie and some J's. And then Paperboy's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So yeah, there's a whole episode on just dealing with that shit. So yeah. So but go ahead. Were you talking? You were speaking, right?
No, it was you. Oh no.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the new Jazz episode on Alana where Liam Neeson was in that. And he was like, going back to what you were saying, Kenny was like, you know, fuck the culture, and it was like that scene with Paperboy and Liam Neeson and the Cancel Club, and Liam Neeson was pretty much spilling this, you know, just pretty much telling the story like, hey, you know, this happened a long time ago. I had a friend. They were like beat up by a black guy or something like that. And then he didn't like black people because of that incident. And then, you know, Paperboy was like, you know, it's all good. You know, it's all good. You know, I'm glad you know, that you like us. And he was like, well, I didn't say all that. He's like, I don't like most of y'all because y'all try to end my career and shit. And then he got up and left. So it's like, fuck the culture, fuck you know, like and then I talked to you the other day about this as well, like Blue Pill, shout out to Red Pill, Blue Pill, KTL, Know the Ledge Media. Blue Pill was talking about this on his live, you know, he was playing a clip by John Henry Clark talking about you know, brothers and sisters talking about, you know, where's the next Malcolm X? And it's like, well, what happened to the last one? It's like, why are we looking for going to the savior? Like, why are we looking for these saviors? And it's like, y'all didn't do nothing to help the one that got knocked off or it's in jail. Like, y'all ain't trying to do nothing. Y'all just keep talking and y'all waiting for somebody, and y'all not doing for self.
Everybody waiting for Jesus to come up. You are Jesus.
Right. And Nas told us that.
He's supposed to rise.
Nas's mom told him that. Nas's mom told him
the beauty of life.
Well, my mom told me, nigga, you could be Christ. I wasn't old enough to hold my dick and pee right. Jesus, what is he like? The beauty of life. And when my mom said, nigga, you can be Christ. I wasn't old enough to hold my dick and pee right. So yeah, come on now. So it's like
use your brains.
So yeah, so Nas's mom told Nas when he was potty trained, he was Jesus. So it's like, what are we doing? Why are we still waiting around? Get off your motherfucking ass and make some shit happen. That's what it goes back to my apology. Who am I? Who am I to talk down on another brother or sister? And I ain't doing shit.
Where your big steppers at?
Yeah, I got, this is your equipment. I got the same setup at the house.
Mm-hmm.
But what are we doing? We just out here talking. But I'm just saying, like,
so what we do? What we do?
So yeah, so
how can we talk better? Is the question.
No, you need to market. You need to market better, goddamn. So yeah, we've been doing 100 episodes. The cover art's great. The video quality is
top notch. Top notch.
The equipment is superb. The audio quality is superb.
Got chemistry. No, 37 years.
So it's like, hey, marketing needs to be better. So let me take the hate. The energy that I'm putting towards these other. Okay, sorry, your hater heat. I'm sorry. The energy that I'm putting forth for these brothers and sisters, I need to take that energy, put it into marketing.
Yeah,
yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So we're going to get into the album cover. We don't have to spend too much time on because we got a lot we got to cover. Album cover. What are your thoughts on the album cover?
I want you to get into that bag, the bag you got into yesterday, and then I'll bring up the part that I saw. Because I remember the only thing I really saw was the crown of thorns. Mm-hmm. Going to the Savior complex, the introduction of him having a second child. I was like, oh snap! He got 2 kids. Whoa!
I thought it was his cousin or something, a niece or a nephew.
He hold baby Keith.
The guy, I thought he just had the daughter.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the daughter is the one that's with Whitney. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that's the daughter, and then because I knew he had a daughter.
Yeah, picking a random kid with his raised in Arizona and shit.
I thought because he had his uncle, he got his nephews and nieces and shit. Mm-hmm. So like just like on the To Pimp a Butterfly album cover, he had the homies with him. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure some of those was like nieces and nephews and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, I didn't know he had that was his daughter Uzi, but I didn't know that was his daughter. I thought the daughter was like I said, was with Whitney. Because I heard the news like, oh, he had a new baby, he had a baby. So because he said it on Family Ties, one daughter, but they all my sons in this bitch. So it's like, okay, I'm thinking that's the daughter. So, but anyway, needless to say, I see the shots or the patches in the wall. Mm-hmm. So me, I dig deeper. I say, hey, how many shots? I mean, how many patches? I can say these are bullets, gunshots, whatever. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 shots. So immediately I go to Pac. I shot 5 times and survived. So then I look at it from that lens because it's like, okay, coinciding with To Pimp a Butterfly, that's Pac energy. He had Pac on the album. He went out to Cuba and spoke with Pac. Pac gave him his blessing. So it's like, okay, boom. So he's going in that direction of Pac. Mm-hmm. So I think this was after I listened to the album, but it was like these shots missed him. Mm-hmm. So being that they were how they were positioned on the wall, they was like around him and around above Whitney, and then one to her left. So I'm like, okay, these are shots that were missed. So what if, based on how the album, after we figured out what the album was about, he said he's going to choose him. He chooses him. Mm-hmm. Instead of going down a path to try to save, the melanated community. So it's like he swerved.
The melanated community.
So he swerved out of that and said, fuck these niggas.
There you go. There you go.
I'm just gonna choose me. I'm gonna do my thing and try to save my world. Mm-hmm. So he dodged those bullets. So that's why those bullet holes were they missed him.
I just thought about something.
What is that?
So this show might be better than one yesterday. I talked about the 2 shots around was that Enoch's head. He was
Well,
on
Whitney.
Enoch.
Whitney.
No, the 2 shots that were directly by
That's Uzi's
head. Oh yeah, the Donnie's right. So the 2 shots directly by Uzi's head.
Mm-hmm.
What if? And remember, Kenny had the gun tucked in the back of his
trousers.
What if those were self-inflicted shots? Or what if he shot the shots? Because at the end of the day, the album's about him ruining his own home. And at the end of the day, you learn everything that happens to you was not your fault, but it's a choice that you made at some point that comes back as a consequence or a benefit.
So his actions was taking shots at his family or killing his family,
yes.
or almost killing his family.
Yes. So I was thinking about the shot by Whitney on the wall, like Whitney's right here to the wall, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
So that seems like a direct shot at her. Who would be shooting at Whitney? Well, besides Drake. But self-inflicted.
It's a good angle.
Yeah,
I can dig it. Good job, sir.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Not a part with the damn backwards.
So not literally shooting at his family, but just
at his actions being the shots.
Right. You got to clear that up for the
Yeah. He wouldn't shoot his own family. No.
Yeah, we're not.
But the bullet holes are the shots that are his shortcomings that cause his home to crumble. That he is trying to patch up.
Yes, I like that, sir. Yes, that's great. It's great. Great thinking, sir. Is there anything else you want to ask on?
And then I can say add on to it. He patched them up, but they're still visible.
Which talks about the healing.
Yeah, okay. Not like they didn't sand it down and repaint over it to where you can't see it like it's part of the wall again. It's still open patches.
There's still work that needs to be done to completely heal.
Exactly.
Look at this.
This is why we are the ME.Podcast.
Oh, man. We don't just break down albums and say, "Hey, yeah, I like that track. Oh, I give that a 2." Like, yeah, boy, we be going in, boy.
Use your
Got to
noggin.
think. So yeah, so we can go ahead and segue into the album. So we had the discussion yesterday. Shout out to According to Hip Hop Podcast. You can check them out on YouTube. Great podcast, Mike and Coop. They made the comparison. I think it was before the album dropped. Here, My Dear. Now you just let the world know that Marvin Gaye is one of your favorite singers of all time. But I've heard you speak about this prior to on other shows. The Marvin Gaye Here, My Dear album. So give the memes out there. What's going on with the Here, My Dear, and how does it compare to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers?
I will be happy to. Before we do that, first,
go ahead, sir.
We need to do a Marvin Gaye show. All right.
Oh yes.
So, Here, My Dear was an album that was made. Marvin Gaye was married to Berry Gordy. Yes,
we already did one. Space is the Place podcast. Not to say we can't do another one. Space is the Place podcast. Space. Star number 2. Inner Cities Blues Clues. Hashtag what's going on?
Oh, sorry. I meant a whole. Well, you can't do a whole. I would say if I get. We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
So
just want to shout that out.
Berry Gordy. Marvin Gaye was married to Berry Gordy's sister Anna.
Oh, it's his sister.
Yeah, it's his sister.
Okay.
And there's, like I was saying, you should do an episode of Marvin Gaye because his first son was said to be the son of Marvin and Berry Gordy's niece, who was underage. And then Jan was also underage. Another story. Little Geppettoism going on there. Different times. But he was married to Anna Gordy. Anna Gordy couldn't have kids.
Okay.
Which is other reason why that's why that happened. So they ended up getting a divorce, and a part of the divorce settlement was he had to make an album, and the proceeds went to his wife or his ex-wife, Anna. So he started out, I guess, trying to make a Frisbee album, like an album that you just throw this album together and just put it out there, and then wherever she gets, she get.
Right.
But Marvin's Marvin. Like, you can't just
throw a goofy album out, bullshit album.
Yeah, so he got a little emotionally involved, and then he came out with the album. Album was one of his worst, critically and commercially. But over time, people went back to it and was like, "Oh wow, this album actually was. There's a lot on this album that we didn't hear. We just thought we thought it was the Frisbee,
Right.
but it really wasn't." So if they're talking about they said that before
the album, because they was
Oh,
thinking
so
that was going to be being that he was going to fulfill his contractual obligations with TDE, that this was like a Frisbee album.
interestingly enough, it could be. I can see from a certain angle where that could be true, because you have the aspect of they said the last album, and some people thought he would turn into Frisbee, but also with how record companies are, usually when you're on your last album, you're in the middle of renegotiations. So if renegotiations aren't going well, their get back is like they're not really going to promote your last album.
Right.
So that way, when you go into the open market, you don't have that much value, which means they'll come back and we take that original deal you had, because everything you get now is going to be less than that,
right? Because
your last album flopped. So I can see where they're coming from that angle.
Got you.
Him leaving TDE.
Okay. So yeah, so we can go ahead and get into the album. Like we can go through like each song, but I wanted to push go listen to Meme number 99. Subscribe to or become a Patreon at patreon.com/theMEMEpodcast, TheMEME podcast. Donate, support, and become a meme or a member. So yeah, so go listen to Meme 99 to get a full scope as we broke down each song. So we're gonna briefly go through. I don't want to spend too much time on each song because we got to go to the criteria and then get to the meme-spiracy theories.
Okay.
So, United
in Grief.
In Grief, yes. United in Grief.
Came on. Kind of the same.
I hope you find some peace of mind in this lifetime. Tell them. I hope you find.
Tell them. I'm going to. So, kind of funny enough, the same way the Hard Part 5 started off. What is the video? The video's good. What is the video that really hurt? I'm like, like he's doing that again, and he's like doing that weird. But actually, I went back and read what he was talking about.
Oh yeah. There's no throwaway bar. So it's not. He wasn't just rapping.
And that's one thing about Kenny. Even when I say or I think it's like that throwaway bar, no, it's always a deeper meaning. Okay. Even listening to Silent Hill, it's a deeper meaning. What he's saying. But yeah. So he started off that, but then the drums came in. I was like, oh
the new
shit.
Mercedes G-Wagon, what?
The Mercedes was back in the day, bro. I was born for rap.
28 years young. I was
like, oh shit. Like, let's go. So all the outside. So then I agreed. He's like, do. I agree different. So do I, Kenny. Yeah, let's go. Second verse.
Black G-Wagon. That was all from rap. I was 28 years young. 20 million in tax. Yeah. When the pianos came in, because the first part I was like, okay, this might not be the whole song. Kind of like when I heard what's the Kanye album that he dropped with the 7 songs.
The
Ye album. When that because remember at that time it was like, okay, Kanye popping up with Don T with the blonde hair, looking like he'd been taking a lot of meds, face poofy.
Poofy and goofy.
And this was after the, mental slavery is a choice and all that. It was like when Ye first came on and he was just talking, I was like, damn, he gonna do this shit the whole album.
He'll be rambling.
He gonna troll the whole album. Ain't gonna be no music. He just gonna be talking. Then it came on. I forgot how it started, but he was like, I want to kill you. Remember that? Yeah. I think about killing you. And then he's just talking. It's like, I think about killing you. And then it's like, then it went into the song. I'm like,
I think about killing you too.
So I was pretty much in that same mindset. Like, oh shit, okay, please let this beat build and we can get into your bag. This is your intro. What
a worldwide difference. What is intro?
I would have been done. No. We'll get there. We'll get there. So N95. What did you think about N95?
It was slamming. It was slamming,
On
but
the 1 or on the 2?
it was jamming on the 1.
It was jamming on the 1. Okay.
But I immediately like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like this is his humble, or is his
What's the other song he had?
DNA.
Yeah, DNA. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
I got loyalty,
but
got
DNA hit
loyalty inside my D. Yeah, DNA hit hard. Yeah.
N95. I can say even the DNA message was like harder too. Other than that, breaking down DNA, and then even if you go back and listen, I got royalty, you got like everything he described was 23 different things, 23 chromosomes. So like even like the particulars of that aspect of it, like yeah. But N95, when you take it for like when you first hear it, like I first heard it, was like okay, he's talking about the people, take off your mask and but then when you get to the context of it, he really talks to himself.
Yeah, the beat, yeah, the hype, and then the different flows, like 3 different flows on there. Yeah, like I said, he spazzed for the most part.
You keep saying 3 different flows. I thought he had 3 different flows on the second verse.
No, 3 different flows. Like the first verse. That's one.
And then he had the.
That's the third verse.
I mean, think about that.
No, the second verse was
I was sorry, I jumped ahead.
the one in the panic. The one in the
4.
Okay, I got 4 different flows. New flows coming. Be patient, brother.
And give you 4 new ones of that.
On one song.
Yes. So flow wise, no problem with that. Rap wise, no problem with that. Beat wise, no problem with it. So it was more so when I could go back and see like, oh, yeah, it sounds like his DNA or his sounds like his humble. That was like my only problem with it. Like, okay, I see where he's going with this song.
Gotcha.
That.
Now I guess we can go through like what would you rate each song? You think we should do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
So United in Grief. Okay, so let me give you the breakdown of so you know what we're doing. So we throwing numbers out there, and y'all like, oh yeah, how the fuck y'all get him a 3 on that? It's like, okay, well, this is what a 3. This is what a 3 means on our criteria. We got our own criteria. Shout out to M.E.M.E. number 2.
Take the sauce.
M.E.M.E. number 2. Raising the bar, hashtag raising the bar. We salute Combat. Shout out to rest in peace to Combat Jack. We salute Combat Jack. That's who inspired me. But that's M.E.M.E. number 2 that we did. So but that'll tie into the third segment too. So yeah, so our rating system. So number 1, if you get a 1, is trash. 1.5 is average. Number 2 is good. Number 3 is great. 3.5 is amazing. 4 is classic. And 5 is timeless.
Okay.
All right. 1 trash, 1.5 average, 2 good, 3 great, 3.5 amazing, 4 classic, and 5 timeless. So then United in Grief.
Or you break it down, just like this, that's overall rating.
Yes.
I will give that a 3.5.
3.5 is that amazing. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, I'll give it a 4.
You give it classic.
Yeah, just it's more so, and it goes to what I was saying yesterday. The production. Remember the meticulous. He's very meticulous, and it's like because you were saying that the drums represent his anxiety, and then the pianos represent him,
the calming aspect.
The calming aspect. So it's like,
or the introspective aspect. Yeah.
So yes, and then like you have the and it's like the pianos. And shout out to Timothy Duvall.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Timothy Duvall, who's the pianist that plays. I think anytime you hear pianos in the song,
majority of the songs.
Well, just in the album, I was gonna say the whole album is more than likely Timothy Duvall. And I actually listened to his album. Let me get it real quick. I'm gonna give him his just due.
Praise him.
So yeah, I was listening to his Brown Loop album, and he has the first song on Brown Loop album is called Through the Night.
Mm.
It's the same beat in Crown. Same. It's his beat from his album. he just took it and used it for the album. So
Through the Night off the Brown Loop album.
yes,
Duval Timothy.
it's Duval Timothy. Sorry, Duval. It's Duval Timothy, not Timothy Duval. Duval Timothy.
Mhm.
So yeah, just the intricacies, in regards to the beat building, the pianos, the Renaissance, the feeling. I hope you find some. It's like all that. I say is classic.
Okay. So that was
number 4. It's a 4.
So I would say it can go from a 3.5 to a 4 in time. So that would say you call it classic now. I have no problem with that at all.
Got you. So N95.
A 3 to a 3.5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3 because I did point out that that's the same introduction to Baby Keem's Family Ties. Not to say that it's the same.
No, Vent. Wait, it's Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Oh, the beat. You know the beat. I was about to actually that one part. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the beat.
So that part's for Family Ties. The part that can I vent out my truth? That was supposed to be for Baby Keem's Vent.
But that song. Okay.
But it's also he did the song for was it the
Shaolin Temple.
Shaolin Temple. So that was the same verse. Oh, the same part of that verse. And then the so that part. So I'm not gonna take points away.
And the verse. The chorus and the verse.
Well, that half of the verse.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna take points away for that because it was because we weren't supposed to hear Shaolin Temple.
True.
And if he didn't do it for Vent, I know he said Vent on that one too. So it's like, okay, it could be a continuation of that song. So I'm not gonna take away for that. It was just like I said when I heard it, it was a great Kendrick song, but it wasn't a classic.
Right. I wouldn't give it a classic. I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, like DNA.
It's good.
DNA might be a classic. They're probably gonna push Humble to be in a classic, but I'll give Humble is N95 better than Humble.
So I give it a 3.5.
3.5.
3.5
better than Humble. Yes.
Right. So I wouldn't say it was good. It was amazing. 3.5 is amazing.
Yeah.
I would say it's an amazing song.
It's an amazing song. It's good to amazing.
It's in between. So it's
3.25.
Because the beat wasn't
really
the beat was cool. Because it's like when you start throwing in like DNA and you start throwing in like if I gotta slap a pussy ass nigga, I'm gonna make it
Element.
Element. And countless other songs. It's like, okay, it's not up there with those. Like when you look at All Right, it's not up there with All Right.
All right, yeah.
So I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay.
So what's next? Worldwide Steppers.
I'm a killer, he's a killer, she's a killer, bitch. Oh, yeah, make sure we bring that part up about the Nas joint.
Yeah, it's Be a Nigga Too.
Yeah,
it gave me the Nigga album vibes, or the Untitled album. We already know what it was.
Going live.
Okay, we'll throw it live. We'll throw it live. So yeah, so
we need that drop.
Yeah, we do need that drop. When I heard that song, it gave me Nigga album vibes from Nas. And then I thought about it more. I'm like, damn, this is Be a Nigga Too. I'm a nigga, he's a nigga, she's a nigga, she's a nigga, we some niggas. Would you like to be a nigga too? Yeah. They like to beat a nigga, string a nigga, build a nigga, hang a nigga. That's right. Y'all my niggas. No, he was going through using those words. That'll get us knocked off.
Nobody said that when Nas did it, but when Kenny says one of them.
Right. But yeah, it gave me the Be a Nigga Too from Nas because it's the same rhythm, same cadence.
Okay.
So which was taken off the Nigga album because it was the Dr. Pepper theme song. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we a pepper. Would you like to be a pepper too? Yeah. So yeah, so it's the same, it's in the same lane for the most part.
Yeah.
And just on the strength of him talking about fucking white bitches, it's like, yeah, the first time I heard that sciatica nerve pinch, I don't know how to feel. Like the first time I fucked a white bitch. And then he goes into that whole story that's like, I'm like, what? Then he talk about Uncle Perry getting locked up by the sheriff of the white bitch. Who's the dad of the white bitch he fucked the first time.
Mhm.
So he's like, okay, I got revenge for Uncle Perry getting locked up. So she paid her daddy sins, and then ancestors watching them fuck the white bitch the second time, and it's like, oh, this is like retaliation. So I'm like, yeah, this is nigga take vibes. So I'm like, yeah, he went in.
See where you're going with that part. Oh, shout out to this would be genius.com. I did a little research. So we talked about Uncle Perry. So I think that was, he always talked about his uncles. So he had Uncle Perry. He finally mentioned Uncle Perry. I don't think he ever mentioned him before. You had Uncle Bobby was the one that went to jail for robbery. And then that's when he talked about when he said you came home to a Metro PC phone, a pocket full of stones, and you went back in on a poor man's dream. That was Uncle Bobby. And then Uncle Tony.
Smoke good, live good, eat good.
Yeah. And Uncle Tony was the one that got shot at the burger place.
This is another song telling that he did it. But ever since then, I was looking at him, Devin. That was back when I was 9. He's back to 9.
Oh, then 2 bullets in my Uncle Tony's head. He said one day I'll be on tour. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, he mentioned it twice. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's like Uncle Tony, Uncle Perry, and Uncle Bobby.
Thank you, sir, for that backstories.
No problem.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just know the songs.
Yeah.
Don't know the history, but I know the songs.
Had the same feeling when I heard Nas lost tapes too. Where are the snares? We need snares. Where are the snares? So I'll wait for the snare. Like, hopefully the snare would drop. I was driving to this song and I was like, where's snares? Where's fucking snares? So
maybe it's my headphones. Maybe I need to get some beat by Dre.
Maybe my core. But this is a new core. This ain't the master.
But that represents like the rawness.
Yeah. And then, you know, I thought about too when they talk about, he's going for more of a rock sound on this album.
Oh, the initial news that came out.
Yeah, I thought about that. And then there's another song that had like a kind of a rock vibe. I did like a Mr. Morale type of shit. I was like, okay, maybe that's where that came from. When he did the whole first time I fucked the white bitch, the first thing I thought about was the Dave Chappelle special. He's like, the first time I met OJ Simpson, like every time he said something like out of nowhere, he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, all right, the second time I met OJ Simpson, and he goes to the story. So I thought that's where he was going with that verse. In terms of overall song, I kind of want to get back in the same bag you got into yesterday about how he compares to Nas in that aspect. When the beat in the beats and everything.
Oh yeah, when the beat.
I don't want to steal your shine.
Thank you, sir.
Give your alley-oops.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So yeah, I said it's like Nas gets knocked for his poor beat selection, but his lyrics pretty much take over and pretty much one-ups the beat. So it's where it's like, okay, I can't deny the song. I fuck with the song. I don't really like the beat, but what he said, it either be some off the wall shit, or it may be like something like profound in regards to depth and substance, the way you can't deny it anymore. It's like the beat, yeah, we can look past the beat. What he said tops it.
Yeah,
takes the song to the next level.
So
I felt the same thing with the beat wasn't all the way there. I appreciate the rawness and the ruggedness, but at the same time, it was like the message carries that beat. Like he did what he needed to do.
May I take a step further?
Or let me say this first before I forget. I think somebody mentioned it, like Nas wants you to hear him. He don't care about it. And that's I think it was, I don't think it was Salam Remy. I forgot who said it.
It was Jungle, nigga.
Nas don't care about the beat. He wants you to hear him more than he wants you to hear the beat. So I think that says a lot in regards to like, maybe Kenny had that mindset, like, I want you to hear what I'm about to say. The beat go play in the background and give me the rhythm, but I want you to hear what I got to say.
Okay. And the way I was going to go a step further was on the aspect of going back to what I was saying, how I heard it.
Okay.
Because when I heard it in the headphones, and you can hear more stuff what he was doing with the beat, it's like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not looking for a snare anymore. I'm just like listening to all the stuff they're doing in the background with the beat. So it's not for the car. Or you can ride around, listen to it if you're into it, but I'm not gonna see people riding around downtown bumping worldwide steppers. If I did, I would look at them like, who's in that car? Like, did you give me?
I need the politic with them. Let's talk about the black pipe.
Yeah.
My brother.
No, I'm drive-by. You need therapy. Get going. No, you're the drive-by slappings. Need to be home.
Shout out to Russ Parr and
Alfreda's. Oh, Flavor TV.
Flavor TV. It's a Dallas thing. You wouldn't understand.
No, but overall, like I said, I like the song. Just like I wish I was waiting for the snares for that beat, but overall, yes, I did like the song.
What'd you give it?
I give it a 3.
Yeah, 3.5.
It's just amazing.
Hell yeah, boy. What do you snap, boy? What you talking about? The content, boy. You killed that shit.
I'll stick with my 3.
How dare he speak about fucking these white bitches? These white bitches.
Like, how dare you say it's just great? What beats have you made? Okay, it's fine.
If I still had my goddamn Triton, boy, the first beat I made on the Triton, boy, yeah, boy, I wish I still had that beat.
Nigga,
I was like Soundwave, boy. What you talking about?
Soundwave.
I was like Soundwave. What you talking about?
Matter of fact, I made Kick Push came out. Shit.
Yeah, what you talking about? Shit. Yeah, I was back in 2002 when I had the Triton. I wasn't thinking about let me use this sample and just do a. I don't know, nobody uses that, but I'm just using that as an example. I was in my motherfucking Daz bag. What you talking about? Like I was like, I had a underlying instrumentation that I made originally.
Underlying instrumentation that was composed.
Yeah, I composed that, and it wasn't no sample of somebody else. And then I built on top of that. I wish I still had the Triton, but it's neither here nor there. Hey, you remember that beat I made on the motherfucking
the PlayStation
generation? Yeah, boy, you talking about? Yeah, I can make beats. I can make beats.
I am all of y'all.
You see what I do in this cover art?
Talented.
Yeah, I put my mind to it and get up.
Get up.
So yeah, so Die Hard.
First heard it, like the fuck. I'm like, okay, you try to do the loyalty thing, you try to do the walk and talk complexion. But no, I'm gonna give complexion. But speaking to the women ladies out there, first time I heard of that, it was cool. I guess. The more I listened to it, it's like, oh yeah, I'm more so. He has a lot of songs on the album. Oh yeah, that's almost fire. Yeah, I thought you had.
You ain't gotta try so hard.
I'll say you crib into the kitchen. Yeah, like what like
yeah. You got a lot of kicking, boy. Yeah. But
I
like, forget that song is on the album too.
But yeah, I'll be like moving around, and I'll be like, I wanna love me. And then sometimes when they be like upstairs in the office and shit, and they be quiet, I'll be like, and the other one be like, I wanna like to start screaming and shit. So it'd be like it's one of those, like, okay, so you got me again, kitty. So over time, that was a slow builder. I think I more so compared it. Same like with N95, I compared it rather than just listen to it as an individual song. So overall, and especially in the scope of the album, once you figure out what the album's about, it makes it even better.
Right.
So while I put this, I would give this one a 3.5, but by giving that a 3.5, I'll give it a 3.25.
Okay.
It was really great, but it wasn't amazing. But by saying that, I gotta give Loyalty classic status.
Yeah, Loyalty. Yeah, just the beat by itself, like it take you back to the Ready for the World. So it's just like, and that's not like you took from it's not like you sampled their song. It's like it has the feel of it.
Yeah, and then it also means I have to give Poetic Justice and These Walls damn near classic status or classic status.
I never liked Poetic Justice. I guess because of how they flipped the
Janet Jackson sample.
The sample, yeah, I didn't really like that.
When I heard the shot, I gotta find out who those two. It was like this white couple that did a breakdown of Poetic Justice. They were saying how Kendrick sneak dissed Drake because he basically wrote Drake's part. So when he did the I can never write them down. I can never write my wrongs unless I write them down for real. So that was like a diss to Drake that he said himself. So he made Drake diss himself. So if that was true,
he's a great man.
Classic.
He's a great man. He's a good man. I like him.
Good energy.
I like the guy.
We did that drop too.
Yeah, I like him.
So I have to give those like either damn near classic statics or classic statics. If I'm giving this a 3.25.
Yeah, I give this a 3 because as you already know, when I first heard it, I was like, damn, this is a throwaway track from goddamn Black Panther. Boy, this is a
Black
this is probably like All of the Stars before All of the Stars. I was like, okay, scrap this. We don't want to do this song. Let's do All of the Stars. Or we have these two songs. We're gonna go with All of the Stars. They both sound the same.
Another Drake diss too.
What, All of the Stars? Oh yeah. I already know that.
Yeah.
So I give it a 3.
Yeah, 3.25. You know what? 3 is amazing. Or 3 is great.
3 is good.
3.
3 is great. Yeah, 3 is good.
3.
3 is great.
3
is great.
3. It's a great song.
Wait on, I might have to change that. I don't feel that it's great. I would say it's good. I give it 2.5.
I give it 3.
I give it 2.5. So next is what is next?
It's really good.
It's good, I guess.
That's a 1.5.
Father Time. Need to go to therapy. Real nigga don't need no therapy.
Father Time. I'll just say off top. I'm trying to debate between a 4 and a 5. Beat, great hip hop beat. Finally, thank you, Kendrick. Subject matter, very much not touched on. I haven't really heard it touched on since Papa Was a Player, like you said that yesterday by Nas.
Mm-hmm.
And the aspect of having a father, the way that they're raised, is that how they should be raised, or does that breed the toxic masculinity? So that aspect, much props for him to get in that bag.
Right.
Him in the second verse breaking down. If you really listen to the second verse, he basically explained what happened between him when he was doing the control verse.
Mm-hmm.
When he's like, no matter the circumstances, I am that nigga. Like he said, no matter where I go, I'm gonna have that attitude. And it was breeded from how he was as a kid, how his father treated him, or how his father was with him.
Right.
So I'll give it a 4 for sure. It's a classic Kendrick song. Damn near 5. I want to say 5 just off of like what it means to hip hop at this time. It was almost like a Daughters.
I was just thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when Nas dropped Daughters, I was like, well, damn. Ain't nobody give it up for their daughters in hip hop. I ain't never heard a song like this. Mm-hmm. And the beat was classic with Daughters. Father Time, I give it a 4 as well. I love the fact that he spoke about daddy issues from a male perspective, because usually we hear about daddy issues from a woman's perspective. It's always the woman like, oh, she got daddy issues. She's looking for, daddy wasn't there, so she has daddy issues. So she's looking for a man to fill that void. Mm-hmm. So, but we don't hear it from a male perspective, a Black male perspective at that. So it's like knowing the society we live in, our community with having fatherless homes, mm-hmm. absentee fathers, is like I appreciate the fact that he spoke up, as you just saying as well. He spoke up and spoke about his own, and then he also gave props to the homies, like, for those that didn't have a father and figured it out, I salute you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, yeah, you don't hear that in hip hop. It's always just like dad, dad deadbeat, dad wasn't there, and then my mama raising, you giving mama songs. Like, dear mama,
I always love mama.
Yeah, mama, you bigging up mama. So it's like, okay, you bigging up your pop. So it's kind of pulling from the Nas tree, which, like bridging the gap. Mm-hmm. He's bringing his father in, or even bringing his father in on Life's a Bitch to play the saxophone at the end.
No, I was about to make jokes like, there ain't no positive father songs. I was like, oh yeah, you gotta took me from a boy to a man, so Phil is my father, my biological father.
Or Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Will be a father to you.
No, that's NOG and the Bulldog.
Oh, okay.
That's be a father to your child.
Saxophone.
Be a father to your child. But he's telling dude to be a father. So but that is a positive song for fathers. But CL Smooth, she took me to a boy to a man.
I thought that was on
That's Shaq, but I'm saying
yeah, I was on the Shaq version, yeah. But I know that was in one of his songs.
That's Troy, T-Roy. That
they
reminisce on you. Yeah, they reminisce on you.
But that wasn't a positive song for the fathers.
But I was pulling from the fact that you were pulling for Shaq.
Yeah.
But I that he said that on T-Roy.
Yeah.
They reminisce over you.
And there was another father song that I forgot. Oh, no, that was a father. Ella Cool J had one, but he's like, all I needed was a father. Like one of those songs. But anyway, yeah. So fathers were not, but even this song is not a positive father song. I would not say it's a negative father song. It's more of an introspective, like examining how we raise our kids.
Right.
So from that aspect, that's why I said I give it a timeless, because it calls you to think about how we raise our Black men growing up.
I'll give it a 4.5. We'll see how it does in the future, because timeless. You got to give it some time to be timeless.
Okay.
So, but I get where you're going though. Rich interlude with Kodak.
I still don't totally understand this one. I haven't put together the reason for him and Baby King being on this album. I know they have some type of significance. My original thought was, okay, Kodak either represents the inner child. I still kind of think he does represent the inner child, or the Kendrick in his most, I won't say vulnerable. I won't say negative, primitive state. There you go, primitive. That's what I'm looking for. That's why he said I'm more. People want to be pro-Black, but I'm more Kodak Black. He's basically saying I'm more primitive. It's survival mode. Survival mode,
right?
Yeah.
Root chakra-esque.
Root chakra-esque. So, does he represent the root chakra? We'll dig into that later on. But overall, like that's a song I mostly skip, because he didn't. To me, he didn't say nothing that was like, oh, he's talking
the usual, you know.
We're not naming. I can't say it's usual Kodak shit, because it's more.
No, I'm saying usual, like, hey, come from the streets, you know, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
In general sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I've heard it before. I'll go back and listen to it just occasionally, but I'm not like, I listen to it when I listen to the whole album in totality. I'm not listening to it. I'll never see what that rich interlude to go in the rich spirit.
Right.
Like, I don't have to hear that interlude to go into the song.
I appreciate the pianos. Duval Timothy. So I appreciate the pianos and the build up in regards to, like, it's more so of has a play feel to it, like a play, or more of a classical feel. Like I said, going back to the beginning with the I hope you find, has a Renaissance feel to it.
Yeah, I think we were saying this on episode on Meme 99, where I was saying, like, if he don't come out and do this concert like a play, he's totally wasted like,
everyone's time.
Yeah, because like the way you set it up, this is actually a play. It should be. I want to see it performed as a play. Now, if he performs as a play, I'm gonna be mad and spend $120 to get the ticket. I was about to buy the tickets the day it came out.
But it was like for one person.
Yeah,
120.
Yeah,
where you said
at the back. I was like, what the like last concert?
What the fuck?
No, because the one me
ain't got no cheese on his burger.
There's turkey burgers.
This is Thanksgiving. What the fuck?
So like when me and Fee went to the one at I guess it was Fair Park, wherever you call that one. I think that was like $50-$60. So I got two for now, and I got the good seats. So I probably spent like $60-$70 each. Like that's the one like we got to sit in the it's like on the lawn, but you get to be underneath the things so the sun's not hitting you, and you get your own personal bar right there. And I think that was like $60-$70. Like now you're talking about $120 for the back, but it's also an AC. It's an AAC, American Airlines Center.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I get it. I should have paid it. I should have paid it.
Sold out now?
Probably so. I don't even know.
We in Dallas, man. They don't care.
They don't love Kenny like we do. It's sold out.
But I appreciated the pianos in the background and then the build up. So I appreciate that. And then, and I'll get into once we wrap this up, I'll give my spill in regards to how I see how the album flowed. Yeah. Okay. The essence of each song. Okay. So then you got Rich Spirit.
Spirit. Are we going to rate?
Oh yeah, rate. What do you rate that?
If I rate it, I'll give it a 2.5.
Give it 3 on the strength of the pianos.
Okay. 3 is good, right?
3 is good. Yes.
I'll give it 3. No.
No,
3 is great.
3 is
2
great.
is good. I give it 2.
Yeah, 2.
Give it a 2.
2.5 for me. 2.5
okay.
with the pianos.
Yeah, 2.5.
Rich nigga, broke phone. Gotta keep the balance, staying strong. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song.
So,
bitch, I'm attractive. Can't fuck with you no more. I'm fasting.
bitch, okay. So I just thought about this theory. I'm not saying it's a Drake diss, but what if he's talking to Drake? Second question, I'll lead back into the first question. Why is Kendrick's phone broke?
Number 2, DM my bitch. That's cool. I don't ask why.
Or maybe he didn't ask why because that was the karma for him cheating on Whitney so much.
Drake strikes again.
Fucking Drake.
I don't think it never would happen.
No, I don't think she fucked. I don't think she like actually fucked Drake. I think.
But I thought that was Baby Keem saying that shit. Number 2, DMing my bitch. That's cool. I don't ask why. I'm thinking Keem is saying Drake is trying to get at one of his girls.
I thought that was Kitty said it about Drake hollering this shit and shit.
No, I think it was Keem.
Okay, let's hope. So, or maybe in that kitchen argument, maybe Whitney broke his phone. Remember on Worldwide Steppers, he was texting bitches till his thumbs hurt.
That's why his phone broke.
And now his rich nigga broke phone.
His thumbs are broke. Hey, he broke the phone with the
rich nigga broke thumbs. Trying to hold his spoon to stay strong.
Texting these bitches got my thumbs hurt.
Hope texting bitches got my thumbs hurt.
I ain't never did that much texting in my life.
nigga talk to text, nigga. Goddamn.
I mean, I can only imagine like you flourishing on these stages.
Okay, I'll put it like this. I've been in situations where I was talking to multiple chicks. Like texting, it makes it real easy. Like I can be texting to 7 to 10 chicks at the same time. Just go back and forth between the text. Imagine having 7 to 10 like
dialogue.
It's like no, like high, like
high priority.
Like Tyra Banks, like who was the
you talking about like a high value chick.
Yeah, like the high caliber, like you juggling multiple. My thumbs be hurting too.
I mean, I've been there, but I think that's where I fuck up because I don't be texting. Like I'll text to a degree that it's like, hey man, just give me a call. I ain't got time to be going back and forth. You got to text.
So you're in you're the Nas.
Yeah, I don't got time to be texting like back and forth. Like we can say what up and keep it cool, short and brief. There's only like 1 or 2 people that I can have like I already know that's just their nature, and I don't really talk to them on a regular basis, so I can have those conversations. But it's not like I'm doing shit every day. But there's been situations where a woman wanted to do that shit every day, and it's like I gotta work. I don't got time, and then I'll just like I'll deal with that later, and then I forget.
I'm like the total opposite of that. I'm like I got time.
You ain't got time to work. You got time to text.
No, I can text.
That's why them shows ain't been uploading.
No, I have time to text because like.
Oh, you got time to text, but you ain't got time to put the descriptions in there to type out the descriptions.
You got me. You got me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kendrick. You got me. I'm about to say something. Yeah, I can say that. No, I would say it's the opposite for me because I'm like in my job is like so much. It's like noise and then people like there's no peace. So like if I get a moment like sit down like, oh, let me let's do Luke Kendrick out while I'm typing up a report. I can get like song 2, song cut off. Like fuck, it's a phone call about could I say about somebody's foot cut off? I'm like God, damn, like Jesus Christ,
take that shit up.
Like, I'm trying to clear my mind here, trying to free my mind, and it's always an interruption. So I can't be like, oh, let me say, hey, how you doing? Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Let me call you back. So I can just text and like, and then if a long period goes by, oh yeah, my fault. I had to deal with this at work, blah blah blah. So I don't even have the time. And even if I was on the phone talking, it's so loud, either I can't hear or I can't concentrate to actually have the conversation.
Right.
And then when I get home, I'm like, damn, I had dealt with like 12 hours of noise. I kind of want silence. I don't want to be on the phone now talking to you like I'm here like, oh, this is my day. Like just text me. I'll read it. Oh, that sucks. But yeah, so sorry, Kendrick and your thumbs. Rich Spirit. When I first heard it, it was a nice little jam. I like the slowed down West Coast version. It wasn't until later on that I realized he was drawn from the Draco the Ruler.
Okay.
So I heard
Draco the Ruler.
Draco the Ruler.
Let the memes know that don't know.
Draco the Ruler is a West Coast rapper. He was most known for a song called Ingleweird, which got him in trouble with the city of Inglewood. So he had a lot of beef on the streets. He was killed last July.
Damn, it was a year?
Almost
a year.
Yeah, it was like the end of
that
summer.
was like the end of like last year.
No, I think it was the
beginning of this year.
It was in the summer. Because I think there was like a summer jam thing or something like that in LA. That him and the other said rapper were supposed to perform, and allegedly the other said rapper's crew is the one who did it. Okay. Allegedly. I'm not saying any names here on the M.E.M.E. podcast.
Gotcha.
But very prolific, had a lot of songs, had a very distinct style.
Okay.
So either his style, you either liked it or because he had that it's like a Detroit style. Like he's rapping on beat, but he's rapping off beat. Actually, it's not Detroit style, that's actually a bass style that Detroit took and did kind of.
Okay.
So, but his voice, like he wasn't like a loud, he was like real quiet, like, yeah, I'm taking and like no matter the beat, he always had that low voice. He like, what the fuck? So either you took to it or you didn't. So when he had the bitch, because I was like, damn, he sounded inspired. I was like, oh, he's doing Draco. So that's why I was like, okay, and I see what you're doing. It's like, okay, I can listen to it with a different ear. So first I was like, he sound uninspired on this song.
Right.
So when I got like the good beat, nice vibe, but it gave me the Element vibe.
Take me on my element.
But not as fast, but the whole stop playing with me, then I tell you to a song. Stop like that aspect, like
when I go, yeah. Yeah,
it's kind of like a warning shot song.
Yeah, give it.
Even though it's more so about him getting off the grid and starting to meditate and everything.
Gotcha.
But he's still letting people know, hey, I can still be out here.
I will put you on a song.
Yeah,
I will put you on a shirt too. Mm-hmm. So what'd you give it? Ready?
I'm sorry. Before I gotta do a battle rap reference in there. Keep fucking with Kendrick. You'll get a visual and-T. Vigilante.
I was about to say vigilante.
Yeah, a visual and-T. Not the rum nitty.
Okay. Okay.
But I will give this song a 3.
Okay.
This is a great song.
Yeah, I didn't really like it at first because it was like when I was like, damn, like you were just saying he sounds uninspired. Like that's when I got to the point where I was like, he don't care. he doesn't care. Like 5 years.
Hey, CD. He said, fuck Aeroscope.
So I was like, damn, he don't care no more.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not amped. But then I started thinking, I'm like, because I listened to Ramona Park, Broke My Heart by Vince Staples on my way drive down to
I still heard that album yet.
On my drive down to Austin last month. So I was like, let me pop this in because I just heard an interview with Vince, and I was like, oh, let me listen to the album, whatever, just to get the vibes, whatever. And then when I heard Rich Spirit, I was like, this kind of reminds me of Vince Staples' Ramona Park Broke My Heart. So it was like, okay, cool. So but I wasn't really feeling it because it was just like, he was just like, okay, this is a song we're throwing here. But you gave me the breakdown, the history in regards to Draco the Ruler, and I was like, well, I still haven't had a chance to go listen to him, but I was like, okay, there's more to it than just
him being uninspired,
right? So,
and I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back with the uninspired part. The beginning in '95, I felt like I don't know if he was trolling, but he did sound like, "Hello, new world." It sounded like he was like, "God damn, I gotta come back outside." Shit, like, fuck. I
got a few stories to tell.
Back outside, but listen to the line. Whoa.
Yeah.
So I'm like he sounded bad uninspired on that shit. Like,
I don't want to do this album, but I gotta do this.
Yeah. So that's kind of vibe I got from that shit. I was like, okay. Okay. You don't have to do this if you didn't want to, Kendrick. Go meet your family, man.
You could have just cut that out and just went into the song.
Yeah, just finish your therapy or something. Like, go back when you're ready. That means start feeling bad and shit like, damn, yeah, maybe you should have took an extra year. Get yourself together.
We wouldn't have held you. We wouldn't have held
We
you.
waited 5 weeks, wait 6. Shit.
Let this man breathe.
1855. What's 2,000 days? Shit. Fuck it. You get right, Kendrick. You get yourself together.
We'll be waiting.
We're still here. The world's still falling apart here.
Looking at us.
Her bike got elected. Pretty bad.
So I give
Anytime now. Midterms are coming up.
Hurry up. So I give it a 2.5. Rich spirit.
I'll give let's give it a 3.
You gave it a 3.
Okay.
So then you go into the most talked about,
God.
infamous, the most infamous song on this album, "We Cry Together,"
Or the
or
this is my new rule.
parentheses, "Fuck you, bitch," "Fuck you, nigga," "Fuck you, bitch." That's the in parentheses.
And then other parentheses, M.E.M.E.
Okay. So what was your take when you first heard it?
I'm just gonna say this first. If I meet a black queen, a black
Empress.
princess, a black goddess, and she hears the song and she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah," I'm not fucking with.
I'm
said
gonna be
queen.
like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to."
Oh yeah, Uber, you home, get you out of here, because he didn't make the song to.
This is what the world sounds like. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So I'm sorry, I'm trying to massage my knees here. Ladies, this is not a
Whammon.
the same way when you have your issues on the women's side, and then when men chime in and say things, and you be like, "Oh, this is not for y'all. This is a women's. This is for the
You
women.
ain't birthed no kids.
You just
You ain't got no womb.
yeah. So hey, ladies, yeah, we're addressing issues between us and you, and you can say, "Oh, the woman won against Kendrick." Remember, Kendrick wrote the whole song, so he meant for it to go that way. It went like he just got stuck in like
Like they was just having an actual argument, and it just came out that way.
Yeah. So
No rehearsals.
So once again, I'm gonna massage my knee right there. This is continue on. It's a good song. It's a good song.
I like it. I like the song. I like cookies too.
Just lady, just chill out. Just let men. The same way he said, you can give the women a break on Family Ties, and y'all was like, yeah, give niggas a break.
Father time.
What I say?
Said Family Ties.
Family Ties.
I remember him saying, "Giving somebody no break."
That's one of the top 5. One of the top 5.
He wasn't giving nobody no breaks on that song.
You're right. So give the whole album the same way he in that one line said, "Give women a break." The whole album should have showed you, hey, we need to give niggas a break. Niggas going through a lot right now. But y'all see that? Nah. Nope, nah. No. But you know what? Cool. Overall song. The song was it's one of those songs like when you first heard it, you're like, oh shit, like I like what you did there. Like that's a good depiction. And niggas do be toxic like that. I'll agree. Now my whole thing is this: have I been in arguments like that? No, not in the slightest. You know why? I don't argue.
I don't got time for that shit.
I don't argue about it. I argue about shit. Like we have a discussion, we disagree. Oh shit, but it hurts. It hurts me.
Are you bleeding?
I leave it as is. If it's that important, I'll leave. I'm not screaming "fuck you, bitch," and I'm not bringing up old shit. I'm not talking about R&B singers not featured on each other. I'm not doing all that shit. Like it's not that crucial. Like no matter what we argue about, you can do whatever. Like, hey, okay, that means you don't want to be around me. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I ain't got time to be going there with no argument. I'll say what I need to say and keep it calm.
Yeah,
I ain't never spazzed on nobody.
No,
I mean I've spazzed, but I've never spat to that degree.
I've never spazzed on a woman like that. Spazzed on plenty of niggas. And out of not relationship shit, of course, but also like work shit or so like fighting shit. But like I'm not spazzing. If I'm spazzing like that, it means I lost control, and I don't lose control like that, especially on the women. So
yeah, I've spazzed, but like I said, not to that degree where we back and forth. It's like I might say what I need to say to you 1 or 2 times, and then that's it. Either you gotta get the fuck out or I'm getting the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I guess it's a good depiction of the men who stay there and argue. And I've even like what Javi was like, yeah, I like that. I think I'm gonna call my ex. Like, what the fuck? If I heard that song trigger me like that, I would delete my ex's number. Like, I won't talk to that bitch ever again. Like, what the fuck? No. Like that's. And that's what I find funny because some people are like, oh yeah, I love that song, blah, blah, blah. But the other people are like, oh, he should have put a trigger warning on it. Like, if like that should have triggered you first off, but is it triggering or is it on point? Or is it so on point it's triggering?
Right.
And if it's so far
or it could be somebody that their parents used to argue like that, and maybe they're not like that. So it could trigger in that way to where it's like they're bringing back memories of their parents arguing, and it got to that level, and it triggered to that degree. So I can give those people that.
Okay, you know what? My apologies. No, wait, I don't apologize. I'm hating. Anyway, so
he needs therapy. Go see Eckert.
Hey. I'm seeing Lily. Thank you.
Shout out Lily. Let me get her number. I need therapy.
I got you. Overall, though, the song, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it amazing. I won't give it a classic though.
I would give it a classic.
Why?
Because it reminds me.
It's two niggas screaming at each other.
Yeah, it's classic.
And one was not even a rapper.
The fact that he went and got an actress.
Yeah, let's see.
Number one.
Set you up there.
Yeah, thank you.
Set up your layup there.
Thomas Steppin, goddamn butter, but the finger rolls are smoother than a motherfucker. But
got to be a stand in. That wasn't Leon.
So yeah, the what did I just say? You gave me the alley-oop.
Oh, the
yeah, he got an actress. Yeah, he got the actress. So he got the actress, number one. Mm-hmm. So great. Number two, it reminds me of Positive K.
I Got a Man. Okay.
I Got a Man. The back and forth with the woman. That was more positive. But
oh god.
Just to like, who else has done that? But Positive K, that was actually him doing the voice of the woman.
I want you to ask that question again.
Who else has done it?
Bobby Digital did it.
What song?
I forgot the name of the song, but it's all with him arguing with a chick.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry, Bobby Digital.
It was
Bobby.
With it being RZA, he was a little bit more, a little vulgar.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
But it's the same. It was the same energy.
Oh, okay, guys.
The same energy.
All right. Well, thank you for having that knowledge, sir. No, I thought I was hip hop.
So you heard the Bobby Digital album,
Bobby.
Like you didn't see the video and immediately go to your local record store and get that one. You need to go to Forever Young and pick that one up.
This is Bobby Digital. Oh, it's Bobby Digital.
Yeah.
So okay, Bobby Digital album. Okay. Okay. Well,
Bobby.
But I'm pretty sure
Bobby's murdered that.
Bobby. You got to pay RZA. RZA got his paperwork together. You know that's gonna be using samples.
Bobby did 7 years. He could get that off the strip.
No. Why you think Raekwon and them is arguing with RZA? Who you think Bobby about to get it?
Raekwon can get off the strip.
Right. The business. It's business.
You're right.
So love Wu-Tang for the children. So so, but okay, like not too many people know that. Mm-hmm. So it's like for you to pull, if you are pulling, like, because he is pulling from different elements. Like most people wouldn't have. Yes, me. Most people don't know about the I'm a nigga, he's a nigga, you know, to be a nigga too. Not a lot of people don't know about that. A lot of people don't know about like what you just said with the Bobby Digital, Positive K. Mm-hmm. So you're pulling from like you're digging in the crates for the most part, and using these concepts and then bringing it in, pretty much making them more modern.
What you're saying.
And it's like you listen to any album in the last 20 years, like who has done that? I can only thing that comes to mind would be Nas with the Sekou story. So he pretty much raps as Scarlet, mm-hmm. and the rest of my life shit. So was the rest of my life?
Oh no, it was
Scarlet, and then she had her song Live Now. So yeah, so it's like, okay, but that's pulling from that bag in regards to being creative, mm-hmm. and doing something different instead of just giving you songs with just beats.
You know how to speak though?
What?
Wanted to say it was taken from Bobby Digital.
What's that?
Do you have Ghostface on the next song?
Wu-Tang Connection, but Wu-Tang forever, but
So going back to what I was saying before, when I first heard the album, like, God damn it, kid, what you doing? But you thinking about stuff, you're like, God dang it, Kitty, you did it again. You did it again.
I don't even think nobody like bring up facts like that or bring up things like that on their shows. If I didn't listen to your show, I just didn't listen to your show.
I listen to most of y'all shows. It's like 80. It's like 80,000
reviews.
It will be 80,001. But
so I give Recry. I give it classic. I think I said 4. I give it a 4.
I gave it a 3. I'll at least say it's amazing.
Classic. I say it's classic. On the strength. Now that we dug into that bag, it's like okay. So speaking of Ghostface, Killer. Purple
Shut
Hearts.
the fuck up when you hear love talking.
Yeah, baby. So Purple Hearts.
Love eats ass.
Does it?
According to Summer Walker.
Yeah, it's unconditional.
Yeah, unconditional.
Yeah.
Unconditional ass eating.
So love being unconditional. You have to do that?
Oh, do you want to get to that? Let's have that discussion.
Go ahead,
fast. There's no such thing as unconditional love.
Say that one more time.
There's no such thing as unconditional love.
Why is that, sir?
Okay, let me rephrase.
So we've been lied to?
Okay, let me. Well, yeah, there's I'm sorry.
A certain way.
There's always conditions when one is in love. Hence, why the divorce rates are so high. The reason why, because you're supposed to be looking past for better or for worse, all that great. We know the vows.
Lying in the vows.
Yeah, but they he cheated on me. Okay, for worse.
Stay with him.
Yeah. Now, and it'd be like hurting the kids or like molesting, stuff like that. Yeah, we're not saying, oh, well, you chose it. We're not saying that. But like the stuff people bring, oh yeah, we just couldn't agree on certain things. Like, so I was talking to Picasso and I was telling him, I forgot where I heard it from, and like a comedian or somebody said it. I think actually it might have been Chris Rock, where he's like, only women and dogs can be loved unconditionally. Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, is that men can only be loved if we're providing something, which is a condition, which means men can never receive unconditional love, except from their mother. So low key, it's an insult when they say that, oh, you're a mama's boy. Yeah, my mom loves me unconditionally. You don't. So fuck you.
Makes sense. That's why it's hard out here for a black man. So Purple Hearts, what'd you think about the song?
Might be my least liked song on this album. Kenny was cool. I didn't like the I'm not in the music business. I'm in the human business. I was like, yeah, you could have kept that one. Now we know Kenny's very meticulous with his lines, but he could have kept that one. Summer Walker talking about getting head on balconies and niggas eating ass and shit. Like, all right.
Yeah, baby.
So let me ask you from your perspective. You probably haven't even thought about this shit. After hearing that verse, do women, or these new generation of women, I'm not saying all women, the new generation of women, are they taking on the characteristics of like us as men, how we were in the 80s and 90s?
Talking about whip appeal now?
No. I'm talking about the like niggas. Like, they talk about the gentlemen.
Well, that's what I thought you were
talking about. She sound like a nigga. Like, I will get head on the balcony. I want to get my ass ate. That's like show you love me. That's like niggas. Though, yeah, you see talking about nigga. Oh, yeah, that's how you show you love me. You fucking me with like that's nigga shit. But when a woman says, oh yeah, that. Y'all once again, y'all get on top, and then you start doing the exact same thing, but it's okay because now it's fair. Like, no, it's not fair. The whole point of supposed to be equality, not for you just to be the
dominant.
Yeah, because then you come dominant, you do the exact same things.
That's human nature.
Why?
Tell them that is human nature.
Why? That way. So I don't like. I say it's gonna be like that. What's it called?
Continuous cycle
Argument. So it's kind of like that's why I've been So I hear it now just like a more validation. Like this is what I'm talking about as far as we're not advancing. And then even on the album that's supposed to be talking about therapy, I didn't hear. If I'm having an album about a black man going through therapy, and then the only woman feature, and that's what I get. It's kind of like, like so y'all need to know therapy too, because that's what where you're defining love. Then that's pretty trash. But let me add another element to it. She didn't write that verse.
Can he write it too?
No.
Who wrote that verse?
West Side Boogie.
Oh, that was him. Because I know he got a credit.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what he wrote to get credit.
So I read the interview. He was like, yeah, he wrote Summer Walker's part on that song. I was like, so you wrote that goofy ass shit? So once again, taking it back. So I did this whole thing about the advancement of women. And but it really was the nigga who said that shit. So Kenny is very meticulous. Making an album, I felt he made a mistake there. And then Ghostface didn't move me with his verse.
It's Ghostface.
Scarface.
I said Ghostface.
Oh, Ghostface. You should have Scarface.
Tony, you got Tony on there. So what'd you give it? 2. Good song. Okay.
What you want to say 1.5? I'll say 2.
Yeah, I'll give it like a I give it a 2 because even like the beat. Like I like the beat.
The Weekend Love sample.
Weekend Love.
That's the West Band.
But I think it would be one of my least favorite songs on the album. Because I was like, okay, you got Ghost on here. I know what Ghost can do. Shout out to Supreme Clientele. So which is one of my favorite Ghost albums. And it was just like, I don't even like if I do listen to the song, like I'll cut it off after Kenny's part. Because I like Summer Walker's part. It was like, it's not talking about anything that's like anything I want to hear. So I have my biasness.
The dope game is rough out here. Why do I say that? The crack game is rough out here. Dope game had his jizz. What is a man to do?
Brother, man.
Stay true. Stay true. See, if Kenny was really listening, you wouldn't be here right now. Just stay true.
I'm in the field with heat.
You're in the field in heat. That was Kenny West.
So Purple Hearts, I give it 2.
2.
So this 2, Count Me Out. I love when you count me out.
Now see.
And I'm tripping and falling.
Yeah, I heard it. I read the lyrics. I thought what they were saying. I was like, yes. So the first verse, like before, like the beat comes on, like that whole one of these lines of amazing right with the rose. I'm like, like I kept going like,
fuck it up.
That too with the rock influence too. So that part was like what I was waiting for him to do the whole album. It was like I want to get him getting that back with the rapping, saying the introspective stuff. Not the I come from a city or it's fucked up out here. Like, yeah, we know, Kenny. Get to the introspective shit. So first part came on, I thought that was 5. The first part alone is a 5 for me. Like, I always go back and at least listen to that one part of that song. Fuck it, the song's a 4. It's a fucking 4. It's a classic.
I give it a 4 too.
Send me location, please.
Yeah, I like the breaks. And I'm tripping and falling. Yeah, it's like the Renaissance sound. Like it's like there's different elements to this. Yeah, there's different elements. The rock, that just fuck it up. It is like, okay, you go into a whole different pocket in regards to like the beat with the drums. So it's just like there's so many different elements that makes it's like magic for the most part. So I give it a 4.
That's worse. The classic.
Crown.
You walk around like everything is in control.
Ding, 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 ding.
Favor for a favor, and you can't say no.
Ding, 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 ding.
Available. That's what I call
Love.
what I thought there. It kind of gave me the perspective of when he sounded uninspired on the other songs. You tired? I don't remember this shit. I'm like the fucking leader. It's like a fucking. So this one was kind of like the other side of I put it like this. Also on this part, I'll get a song. I'm offside 4. It's a 4. It's a classic.
Mhm.
But how can you go from smoking on top 5s to can't please everybody? Like same. It's the same argument I had with J. Cole years ago. Throwing stones and hide your head. If you want to be top 5, you want to be up there. Matter of fact, I originally yesterday this angle I was gonna take on Kendrick. You can't sit up here and talk about I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm the greatest rapper alive, but you always talk about stop fucking with me, stop fucking with me, don't make me, don't make me, don't make me, don't make me. You take rock now, almost fighting. Nigga, take somebody. You did the control verse. Do it again. Make a nigga come outside. And niggas have already challenged you, and you haven't responded to that shit. Freddie Gibbs said, "Where the fuck you at? Where you at, buddy? Now you can't please everybody. Now it's
I can't please everybody.
you better say something, Freddie. Freddie out there. You don't like Freddie. He should ever dust Freddie off. He nigga dusted off J Electronica with like 4 lines. But you won't say nothing to Freddie. Freddie got beat up twice, allegedly.
That's why I was trying to be quiet. But with it goes back to the shots on the album cover.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep moving in that direction with that energy. And being that this is a album of therapy, we already spoke about the father issues. You pretty much understand now, this is where this comes from. This is like the root of why I'm doing this. So there's no need to do it anymore because now I understand I don't need this to validate or to carry on the conditioning. So now you like, okay, I can't please everybody. I'm going to pretty much step back.
All right. So I'm going to talk to the audience for a second, if I may.
Yes, sir.
So audience, you see the white in my beard. I'm actually the younger brother between us two. I don't have no fucking sense. I'm immature. Don't let the face fool you. Thank you for that mature take. Didn't want to hear it, but it's a very mature take. Just want to be right.
That's why my beard stays black, boy. I've gone through some had some understandings in my life.
It caused me to calm down.
Because I was wild back in the day. Shit.
So what you're saying is
I would have had a album cover with actually being shot. if I was going to get
up, boy, can't be stopped out.
And I would have been stopped if I would have continued in the manner that I used to move in.
Okay, I stopped.
I'd have been looking like 50 in that one movie.
Okay, I'll stop.
Too late now.
I'm still coming out.
I've been like Kane in Men's Society. That's why I want to live or die. Yeah, I do. But that was too late. Yeah. For the 9 tray. 9 4. So yeah,
down 5.
So yeah, that's my take on in regards to like my response to what you were saying. Like he calmed down because it's like that's pretty much the Pac lane because Pac didn't slow down. Pac was like, I don't know, fuck. I'm going after now I'm about to go like, okay, I was going about Biggie and Puff, but Eric B told him to calm that shit down. And if you're gonna be going at niggas, go at the niggas that you need to be going at.
Talk this nigga from here.
So that's why you got Against All Lies where he's going at Jimmy and Tut and all them niggas.
Mm.
And
okay, so
Jack. So it's like
Eric B said, hey, stop talking about the rappers. Talk about the niggas who trying to kill you. Yeah, that wasn't good advice.
No, because it was like, because of course Eric B is on the East Coast. So Eric B is
did Eric B have control over them?
Over who?
Over the people who were trying to kill Pac.
I don't think so.
then why would you tell them to go talk about them niggas and not Biggie and Puff, who
Well, it's not like
are
he's-
relatively harmless?
No, it wasn't like Eric B said like, "Hey, start talking about Jimmy Hitchens." To them. It's not like he just directly said. He pretty much just like, "Hey, don't go at them because they didn't have nothing to do with it. If you're gonna talk about something, talk about." But he didn't think, you just telling the nigga like, "Hey, stop going at these niggas. They ain't had nothing to do with it." And like I said, Eric B is on the East Coast, so it's like, "Hey, stop doing this. You're creating this, this friction, this tension, and all that. So chill out. Don't talk about this niggas. If you're gonna be talking about something, talk about the niggas that actually did it, but not saying like, hey, go talk about them niggas over there." It's not like he said it directly, but Pac took that and was like, but those songs weren't supposed to come out though.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
So
Slimy Shuggy.
oh, Simon.
Slimy Slime.
So
Sliming.
so Pac continued on, even though Pac was about to slow down, but he got killed. So it goes back to the album cover with Kenny. It's like, if he continues with this male bravado, if he continues with these daddy issues, somebody gonna see him.
You think J. Cole's gonna go see him?
No.
Big Sean had him shook in his boots.
No.
You think it was goddamn Janae with the rolling 60s put the pressure on Kenny to chill out?
Who?
Jenny Aoku.
Oh no.
Janae.
I was like, who the fuck you talking about?
Jenny put the call in for Big Sean. That's what it was.
But yeah, I don't think it. But it's pretty much like, if I continue on and you seeing like people are sensitive and
But then that you said you didn't give a fuck about people being sensitive. I treat these I treat these niggas like well, I forgot what he said. But basically say I'm gonna fuck about y'all. I see what I want you y'all niggas.
But yeah, I mean,
I
like,
see what I want about you niggas. I'm like Oprah dog. There you go.
yeah. But again, it's the balance. It's balance. So it's like, yeah, you still feel that way, but at the same time, I don't have to come out here and show that I'm that nigga. I already know that, so I don't have to say it. I don't have to scream it anymore because I know y'all are sensitive. I know how y'all reacted based off the control verse and what came after that, and sneak this and shit like that. And I know how some of y'all are moving, so I don't got time for that shit, that petty shit. Like, we want to get down, we can get down, but y'all ain't about that. I seen some of y'all boxing tapes in the gym. Y'all niggas are trash. So it's like, y'all don't want that smoke. And I come from a city where I got people around me. You don't even want that.
You have to come see me.
Yeah.
you gotta come out here.
Yeah. So it's not like I gotta be careful with what I say. It's like, nigga, I'm protected out here.
Oh, I gotta be careful. I step foot in Toronto. Like, niggas don't be in Toronto, but niggas be in LA.
Yes. So it's like, hey, like I said, it's a difference. Like you, and then like I said, Kenny is protected. So it's like, you don't want that type of problem. I got the power to push the button. I don't have to go talk to the OG to ask the OG to see if I can do this, to get permission. So,
you know what that is right there?
What is that?
A great segue into the next song.
What is that next song?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
So hey, I got the balance. I'm being mature. I can push the button. The crown is heavy. So let me go sit down and just get my stress go away. Let me go meditate.
Push these niggas off me like push these bitches off me like yeah.
I
forgot that. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Silent Hill.
Now, beat the hardest beat on the goddamn thing. I'll be what beat is harder than that one?
Savior.
I just
okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay, like, all right. That hit
the biggest
hit.
banger.
The hit. Okay, that hit. Okay.
Yeah. So like I'll be at work, and then I'll do like 2 or 3 different times. I think I'll start on Count Me Out. By the time I get to work, I'll end up on Silent Hill. And I guess I'm like, I gotta finish this out. Every time I pull to the parking lot, like the bass start hitting, like, yeah, I gotta finish this out. Kenny's verse, it was cool. It meant something more than shit. I didn't like that. I didn't like that flow.
That's that Uzi shit. That's that little Uzi. That's the young generation. That's their lane.
Like, he probably talking to Drake or something. But basically say, hey, I'm meditating, I'm chilling, the head up, chest out, be quiet, don't stress out, meditation, go to get in meditation mode.
Mhm.
But yeah, leave the fuck alone. Then Kodak comes in.
Bitch, woo. He slid on that hoe. He slid on that hoe.
Well, so here's the thing, okay. I'm not saying Kodak didn't slide on that hoe, but I've heard Kodak slide way better on a track than he did on that one. Nigga, go listen to the first verse of Super Gremlin. They was spazzing on that shit. It just became popular. I'm like, fuck that shit. But the nigga was spazzing on that first verse. Kodak can fucking rap. He's a mad country, a drug addict, but he's actually smart as fuck.
I like the accent.
Yeah. Well, like, once you get used to it, it's like you start kind of fucking with it and shit. And the way he be saying shit would just be funny and shit. Like we had the argument on the Wild podcast about like how these new niggas can rap. It's a lot better than it was like 3 or 4 years ago. We had your little pumps and all that kind of stuff. It's like now we're on, and then Kodak number around before that too. I think they got caught up in that same wave, but they didn't. They got better. Like Kodak got a lot better. I think he started taking. I think when he went to jail, he was right in jail. He started taking it a little bit more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But like Kodak, Lil Baby, even like a lot of these new niggas that haven't, like even like Pooh before he went in. Like I was saying about Pooh, before he got like famous, it seemed like he got famous and started getting more and more into drugs. That's why shit got kind of lazy. Mm-hmm. But like his old shit, like we was focused. It was like these niggas got they can rap and they telling stories and like it's legit shit. Now they ain't like Nas level of killing shit, but it's like it wasn't no Silk the Shocker, no disrespect, or the Skull Duggar. Like it wasn't no like it was some good rapping shit. Mm-hmm. So hearing Kodak on that song, it was like, okay, I've been talking about Kodak for a lot. Matter of fact, I think I talked to y'all last year. I was like, low key, Kodak. If he say Kodak and Kendrick, I said Kodak can rap with Kendrick right now. Like Kodak and Lil Baby can actually rap with Kendrick. I'm not saying they go out rap him, but it's not like Kenny gonna be leaving him in the dust.
And then he shows up on the album. And
so people say he out rapped Kenny. So like, do I think Kenny could have outdid that? Yeah. But I think he was just rapping, just floating on the song and shit.
Right.
But if you put like that verse up against goddamn the first part of Count Me Out,
not gonna happen. It's not doesn't stand a chance.
Exactly. So it was good to hear Kodak on that song. He did what he was supposed to do. He didn't get in there and say some goofy shit. Mm-hmm. And everybody talk about the whole every Thursday is Girls' Day, spending time with my daughter, baby go harder. Every Sunday. I teach my son how to be a man. I have no father. Like,
yeah,
I like that. Keep doing that. Overall, I'll give the song a 3. I'll say 3.5.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. I won't say classic.
I'll give it a 3.
But let's say 3. Amazing. It's an amazing song.
All right. Save your interlude. Baby Keem.
Have you ever seen your mama throwing down when you're doing division? Like, goddamn.
When he said
Uncle stole up for me day after Christmas, like goddamn.
I seen both sides in the county jail visits. When he said my uncle told me
everything in the movies is
magic.
I did 43
shows. They took it all home to buy him a casket. I was like, God damn. Damn, boy. I was like, okay, that hit.
On that one, I just thought about this now too. When he talks about how he sees the curses being passed down to Keem, mm-hmm. Maybe that part is showing, because that's another thing he was saying, like how I guess Keem is the new prophet and shit. I guess with Kendrick falling back, he's gonna be the new prophet, or as I think he'll be just speaking through Keem and shit. Mm-hmm. Is he trying to get Keem under control? Not in the aspect of control, like a business wise, but control like mentally, like, hey, you need to go to therapy too, so we can break these curses. Mm-hmm. Or is he handing him so he can go through the same thing that he went through and see how he handled it?
Now, was Keem was he talking about Keem on what song was it? Where he says, I saw my aunt go to rehab and then it's watch her son make $1 million. Now they both off the grid.
Yeah, you're talking about Keem.
That was Keem? Okay, yeah. All right. I was kind of figuring like, who is he talking about? I felt it was Keem, but it could have been somebody else. But based off what you just said, I'm like, well, damn, was he talking about Keem on that song?
Oh, but so, even let me add another element to that, what you just said. when he said, Keem said on the on that song in particular. Oh, I almost had it pulled all the way up. Just luckily, I'll save your interlude. Damn interlude. Damn it. Because he said something, I was like, damn, I don't think he wrote this. Save your interlude. When he said, now how can I fold looking at 20 million? This money don't come with a probate. Remember when I was 28 years young, 20 billion in tax.
Okay.
So I caught that. I was like, so I thought about like, so is he rapping either from Kendrick's perspective, or did Kendrick write it for him?
Or Kenny is just channeling it through Keem.
Yeah.
which I'll get into in a second.
And then also we said that these words come from God, you can never out rap us, which called Kitty said the same thing about they can't, like, these are using he said he had the writer's block, he had to have like God write through him or something like that, which funny enough is like Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. Good books. I read all three of them. Another good book to start off with spiritual enlightenment. But yeah, so I thought about that when he said the 20 million money will come with the probate. I was like, damn, so is Kenny writing that shit, or is he writing from the Kenny perspective?
Gotcha.
But yeah, so overall, this one, I give this one give it a 3.
Give it a 3.5 because I like the same thing I said in regards to rich interlude with the build with the piano. This was like the strings. Yeah. I like the build up, and it's had a certain feel to it. Okay. And I like the feeling. I like what Keem was talking about. So it was like I give it a 3.5. Okay.
I can agree with that. A lot of people, funny enough, were saying that this is one of their favorite songs. Shout out to Ronnie I. She was like, yeah, my favorite, because she kept saying, Savior, my favorite song. Like I'm like, bitch, are you heavy for me? Like I gotta know that. And she was like, oh, yeah, was that Baby Keem or is that Kendrick? And I was like, Baby Keem on the chorus, Kendrick was rapping the verse. And she was like, yeah, but that sounds like Baby Keem. And I was like, that doesn't sound like Baby Keem except for on the chorus. What are you talking about, dude? I was like, are you talking about the Savior interlude? She's like, oh yeah, the interlude, like the one long verse. I was like, nigga, yeah, that's Baby Keem and shit. Oh, okay. So she said she fucks with the interlude. So shout out to Ronnie I.
Word up. So Savior. That beat, boy. Yeah, I like the beat because it's like it's a different vibe. It's not this is where I thought like these type of songs with these type of beats, going back to United in Grief with the when the breakdown with the pianos came in. Was that United in Grief? So that going into Savior, they both have like a similar vibe to them. So I'm thinking like the album would have been more so like those two songs in regards to like the instrumentation, the that Renaissance sound, the transcendental like sound, playing around with that more. So when you listen to Savior, it's like that pretty much took the bag in regards to like, or took the cake in regards to like production wise, what he was talking about. So it's just like there's so many elements on that song, just like what Count Me Out as well. But this one pretty much it's like a futuristic kind of vibe to it. Okay. For me. So the content, the beat, the chorus, it's like it all meshed well. Like it was well put together. So I said it was a classic.
I'll give it a classic status too. Like the part you're talking about, that part, that goes back to that Renaissance sound too. I got the old play like a choir doing that shit, like rapping. So classic status, a lot of shit, like Kendrick make you think about it, not your savior. That part, classic. I made the joke because he didn't say Drake, he said Future, but nobody looks at Future as a fucking savior.
Some people do, because he's hard on hoes. Some people do look at him as a savior in that regard.
And just more Future albums down. And then funny enough, you brought up Braun instead of Kobe. I find that kind of interesting too. Oh, but it is what it is.
But he's probably talking to the youth today who look at those figures as like everybody like, oh, LeBron over Jordan, Future. Yeah, we like I said, the Hard on Hoes movement. So it's like people really be into that shit. Like they got actually have the Hard on Hoes movement. So it's like Future is the face of that. So it's like I can see how you use them too.
Toxic masculinity at its finest.
So yeah, so it's like overall that's like that's like one of my favorite songs on the album.
I agree. I think that's probably be my second favorite song. Also, I didn't address this earlier. Kendrick had a lot to say to No Name, who called him out on Twitter like, oh, where's Kendrick Lamar with all the Black Lives Matter and George Floyd? They're like, where's the Kendrick Lamar? Blah, blah, blah. So we ever talked about like having people bringing them out of silence, like having them get off the meditation hill or having to come outside. He's usually talking to her because she's the one that sparked that whole thing. Like, where Kendrick Lamar didn't come out? He's not like a J. Cole outside. Like,
can't grow away from me.
What we doing? Put all your faith in one man.
And precise and that part too.
True resides in the fire. True and resides in the fire. The need for his giant. In the night.
Like that adds to the vibe. So it's like an instrument, your voice is an instrument, so it's like that adds to the vibe or the overall vibe of that song. So it's like the beat is there, the chorus, are you happy for me? Really? Are you happy for? It's like Keem's voice is like,
really? Are you happy for me?
And how he talks. So it's like all these different layers, like all of that came together. So it's like, could J-Rock been on? Could J-Rock have been on the chorus? Like it was through the whole. Really? So it's like. So it's like, yeah. So it's like all of that meshed together. It's like a futuristic vibe. So it's like when you said the Renaissance, I'm like, damn. So did Kenny make Renaissance like modern?
Futuristic Renaissance music.
Futuristic hip hop Renaissance music. That's dope. It goes to what we were talking about yesterday. Like you find a lane and pretty much carve out your space. And it's like who would think to put Renaissance hip hop and futuristic hip hop? Because I think no, they was talking about the according to hip hop, Mike and Coop, they were talking about the Black Star album. They was like, this is a futuristic boom bap album. They threw that title on.
I forgot to go. I'm gonna go get that goddamn app so I can hear this shit.
But that's a dope concept in regards to Renaissance hip hop and futurism.
I just thought about something. There's levels to that also. This, how we describe the sounds, makes it Renaissance / futuristic hip hop. Just because you take a soul sample or an old beat and put a drill beat on it, that's not the same thing. You're not modernizing the beat. We take a regular soul sample and throw that same drill beat on it. Right. So there's levels, guys.
Yeah,
levels.
please, please take more time with your craft. Please spend more time in the lab.
Yes. The song doesn't have to come out today. It can come out tomorrow.
Or it can never come out.
Or never come
Go
out.
get your job. Post UPS is hiring.
There's always work at the post office. Not anymore, really.
Yeah, they're getting shut down. The infamous Auntie's Diaries.
I remember the songs when it first came out. Look, Monty is the man now. I was like, what the I was like, so wait, this is what did he say? I got the goddamn G's pulled up right here. Oh, heart plays in ways the mind can't figure out.
Heart plays in ways the mind can't figure out.
This is how we conceptualize human beings. That's what he said.
Was that Eckert?
Yeah. Oh, Eckhart Tolle. So great song breaking down, like you said, acceptance, understanding at an early age. Overall, like the song made me think about our family. And I don't want to get too personal with names and everything, but it made me think about to a time period that it made me think about that. And I didn't realize what was going on until I was like a teenager. I remember riding the back of the car. I was like, oh, wait. I was like, oh wow. Because like it was even like, it wasn't a big deal. Like
Right.
we saw it as kids, but it's like when you grow up, you might like it just clicks. You're like, oh, he's like, oh, okay, cool. You just move on with your life.
Had some baddies that came through.
Yeah. but to hear it from that aspect, if I say it made me think back to that, like nobody's talking about it from that aspect of hip hop. So like I appreciated that. The other callback at the end, I think that was Chappelle's skit with how he said we can say it together. Maybe let the white girl say nigga.
Or Delroy Lindo telling that white dude, he's like, I know you want to say it.
Oh yeah.
Let's say it together.
Let's say it together.
Come on.
Or that he might have pulled it from that too. Because I was perfect. Yeah. Thank you. The meme information. I forgot about that one. Good one. So yeah. Say it together.
I don't want to say it. Yeah, you do.
You do.
Yeah, you do. No, I don't. I never say that word. I don't even think it.
But yeah, just getting to like taking that angle, which I found it very similar to Dave Chappelle's angle, like the humanization of the experience, rather than the religious aspect of it. Oh, is it right or wrong? This is a human being going through something. We still have to treat them as such. Just because they're doing this doesn't mean they don't have feelings anymore. That's why we go to church. Why would a preacher call out at somebody like that? Like that's the same thing as Sister John was fucking Mr. Jones last night. Oh, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sit there and point out sins of everybody.
Right. What you doing?
Yeah. So
backsliding.
Exactly. So yet he who had the first no sin cast the first stone type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So from that angle,
you get hit with hella rocks.
with all boulders in your face. So I give that song 4, possibly 5 later on.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Nobody tackled it from that angle. An important conversation that needed to be had. I don't like the whole minimizing the song based off of him saying the phrase,
the F-bomb.
The F-bomb. It goes back to context. It wasn't like he was saying it, and he was saying like that was the mind frame. He said we didn't know no better.
Mm-hmm.
So take it as that. Don't put the extra. Well, I feel that it wasn't needed. Okay, then you go write a song that has the same impact without it being said. You can't do it, right? Shut up and listen from that man's perspective.
I was transparent earlier, and I pretty much came to my senses in regards to speaking about other people. Who am I to tell somebody how to express themselves and judge them on how they're expressing themselves? So the same goes to you, because you need to hold up that mirror. Fuck out my face.
Yes. So even let me turn it back around. If I'm listening to, I'm about to say Logic, he's black, I think. Like if Eminem not a good example because he said it before and went in a positive context, so Eminem can't do it.
Thinking about a white person like
if Mac Miller, yeah,
good job.
Rest in peace, Mac Miller. If Mac Miller came out with a song that's dealing like with that certain issue and then says that in that aspect,
that says like, hey, my father used to use the word nigga,
mm-hmm.
nigga.
Mm-hmm. Like Mac Miller's rap came out, so like the first time I heard the word nigga was from my father, I'd be like, oh shit. But I'm gonna be like, I mean, fuck, why he not say nigga? He gonna say the N-word. I'd have been like, oh shit, like what he gonna say next? It's like he might get into some shit if he started the song off with that shit. Like he took it there early, so I know he's about to be one of the ones. And if it's not one of the ones, then I'll be like,
yeah, he should have said that.
Yeah, but
should have did that.
Yeah, so if the song was bad, he did it, then be like, I understand, but this could be a timeless hip hop song.
Mm-hmm.
Like addressing issues that nobody really touches on.
Right.
So let's be mindful of that when we give our critiques. Let's not have that cognitive dissonance or distortions to where we minimize the positive of the song just to point out, oh, he said that word.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's
you my therapy words.
That's you utilizing attempting to use your platform to dismantle or to tear down what someone is bringing to the table. It's kind of like what the same thing that they're doing with Dave Chappelle.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he's attacking us. It's like, no, as Dave Chappelle said on the last special, like, hey, if you go listen to everything that I just said, I'm very particular and very conscious as to what I say and how I say it. There's not one time that I disrespected or saying something towards you guys or saying something about you that I'm just like trying to tear you down. Everything is crafted, everything is put in context. But people don't want to hear that.
They want clips and sound bites.
Right. So yeah. For the most part, this would be wrong for me to say this. I'm gonna get this off my heart, like, you know.
My heart.
But I was gonna say, like, you know, people need to shut the fuck up and listen and use their critical thinking and their comprehension skills instead of being all emotional and shit. But again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm telling them to shut the fuck up and not to express themselves as I'm trying to prove a point of allow this man to express himself. But if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. So me telling you to shut the fuck up, I'm in the wrong because I'm contradicting myself. See, that's why I'm aware of what I'm saying. So I don't just be talking. I've gone through some therapy, self-therapy. So I am familiar with perspectives and things of that nature and how to change and how to look at myself first, as opposed to just lashing out and then doing the same thing that, as we were just saying, you get in a position, now you're doing the same thing that the people that were in position was doing to you. You get in position and then you start doing the same thing. So
if you have an opinion, the only thing I will say is I'm not telling you to shut the fuck up. I also tell you to listen to the opposite of your opinion with an open mind to understand their perspective. I'm not saying you have to agree with their perspective, but understand their perspective, where they're coming from. I could probably talk to like that whole Liam Neeson thing. Mm-hmm. That's usually how black people are. Like, oh, people are racist. You say I talk to them, like, oh, this happened. Whoa. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Whoa. Well, I hope you don't hate us now.
Like that. Actually do. Yeah. And I still wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, shit, I get it.
I understand. No, even when he said that, I was like, well, I get it. We kind of took away your money. Like, yeah, you can't make a living out here. Like, yeah, I get it. So be more understanding. We are so happy to get our judges robes and put on our judges robe and tell people, oh, you're wrong and you're right, just so we can feel our egos, make our egos feel good.
Right.
Remove the ego. Anything that you look at, same thing I say about J. Cole. Everything I don't like about J. Cole is a reflection of me. So that's something that I need to work on. If something is triggering you in that manner, figure out why is it so triggering. Now you might say I have some trauma going in the past. Okay, you need to address that. You need to go to therapy. So it all goes back to Kenny's telling you to go to therapy.
Right. So Mr. Morale.
Or black skinhead too.
Yeah, black skinhead.
The song was produced by For Real.
For Real
produced that.
For Real
still from Kane. For Real Kane. Yeah. So this song, I like it, but I don't like it. I like it because I like the rapping. It does sound like Black Skinhead, but he was kind of going off. But on the other side, it was like it's one of those. Once I found out what For Real did, it's like
you made all right. All right, do something in the essence of
still good or something. I'm cool. Like you don't have to go, and you didn't go left because we know where you went. You went to Jesus. So you didn't do something different,
right?
And that's another reason why I'd be mad at For Real. It was like For Real be behind some of the beats. I'd be like, what the fuck, For Real? What's this? But then you hear this beat, like.
Like, it's the same way I felt with Q-Tip on American Way. With Q-Tip, when I heard American Way.
You made Midnight Marauders. Damn, you were there. Low end theory.
You made Find My Way.
That was Love Movie. That was later. You gonna give me love? You give me parts of that shit? Stressed out?
What is we talking? So when I heard American Way off the Street Disciple album, and I was like, oh, Q-Tip produced this?
You make one love.
Exactly. This is y'all second time coming back around. And this is what you have to sit on this shit.
You said, oh, you were sitting home doing this shit. Stop fucking around and make a beat.
Right. Fuck is this bullshit on the radio, son?
Chill, God, that's that shit. No, it's not. No, it's not.
And you didn't even make the beat. Like you just took the sample and just played it. Just put it on there.
Dude. Here you go.
So yeah. So when I hear this beat, it's like, okay, yeah, Black Skinhead Yeezus. Pharrell, you made all right. You've done great thing. You made Free Your Heart, SWV.
No, use your heart.
Yeah, Use Your Heart. Sorry. Yeah, Use Your Heart, SWV.
You made Rump Shaker.
Let's not count that. Because anytime you bring up Rump Shaker, it always ties into Midnight Marauders with Sex on the Planet, because Q-Tip said he was inspired by Rump Shaker. So that was his way of saying, hey, I want to make a Rump Shaker too.
Where were the whores? I was see where that inspired.
So yeah, so don't ever bring up Rump Shaker around me. So yeah, so it's like, damn, Pharrell. But it's not a bad song.
It's not a bad song. It's a 2. It's a good, yeah. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I'll give it a 2.5. Because the rapping, again, like the rapping, like he's doing it on the rapping. He's talking to his 2 children. And I just give it that, like the rapping pretty much.
I'm lying. I give it a 3. Second verse.
We talked to Uzi.
No, we talking about the
R.
Robert Kelly,
Kelly,
then the
Oprah.
Tyler Perry, the face of 1,000 rappers used the box cover up what really happened.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
3. Again, the same as with worldwide steppers. Your message supersedes the beat.
Yeah, and the reason why I paused, because the first part was kind of like a, the second verse where you really got into it.
Got you. So yeah, I give it a 3.
You give it a 3.
Hydrate. It's time to hit.
Yeah, that's the part I was like, okay. Like I know the hydrate. I know where he's going with that part. Hydration is good, keeps your brain functioning good. These say you're frustrated. I can feel the huddle up, tie the flag, call the troops, holler back. Like, what does that mean?
It's time to go to war, bud. Hydrate. Get your mind right. Detox. Water is good for flushing stuff out of your system. So yeah.
Okay.
So Mother I Sober.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
It's garbage. It's a fucking 5.
Timeless.
So even as how he starts it off, like, I'm sensitive, I feel everything, I feel everybody. One man standing on 2 words, heal everybody. Boom. That's his whole career. So we got Kendrick just off of this one instance that happened to him when he was 5.
No, this was a trigger for a lot of people. A lot of people saying they were crying. Oh, I bring this up. I didn't bring it up on the Me 99. I was like, I'll wait till we do the review. Mother I Sober. Now, I'm not trying to put these songs together. I'm not saying which one's better, but Mother I Sober, Life of the Party. Kanye West and Andre 3 Stacks. Because I remember people, and it's like the end of both songs. You got Whitney saying, "Hey, you did it. You broke the generational curse." And then at the end of Life of the Party, you have DMX with his daughter was like, "Oh, you did it," you know, da da da. Saying it's like the same, like, heart-wrenching.
What if? No, I'm not saying this. But what if Kenny had that part at the end, like that was like the pay homage to DMX?
That he broke the generational curse.
Yeah, like the way they did it, the same way at the end of that song, they played the DMX part. Maybe that was a secret way Kenny was a callback to DMX.
Interesting. I could see that. Not a reach. So yeah, I thought about that when I was like last week. I was like, damn, Life of the Party had the same effect, because I'm hearing people saying they broke down in tears, and it brought up, you know, triggers for some people. and things of that nature. And I remember the same response when after people heard Life of the Party.
Mm-hmm.
They like, oh man, I cried. Like even Sincere from Thought Crimes, she said she cried when she heard after she heard the Life of the Party. So it's like I'm hearing the same thing, and it's like with the Kenny Mother I Sober, it was like the same thing. It has the depth, and then you already know what both of them got into. Well, the first version was Kanye dissing Drake, but he went in to clean that up. But for the most part, Andre 3 Stacks, his verse stood out because he was talking like, hey, Miss Donda, can you please tell my mama, you know, and then my father, and it's like, and then he goes into these stories and things of that nature. And it was like that, and then the beat was more so like pulling you in as well.
Especially old Kanye, probably got the old Kanye feel and shit.
Right. So I found that interesting, like those two songs, and it's like the depths, and then like for Kenny to come out and to make Mother I Sober not just a song, but it's like, hey, this is like the root of everything that we're talking about on this album, or the addictions that you have that you've been talking about on the album that you've been dancing around.
So then my question would be, do you find it, I'll say amazing just for the sake of the argument. Do you find it amazing how you can look at somebody's whole fucked up life or what they perceive to be fucked up, and you can narrow it down to like one event that happened to them, and then you see like the spiraling out, like all this great, like you be a whole bunch of like, oh, this person killed somebody. And you like, well, that one time when they were 3, this happened, blah, blah, blah. And I can see how from 3 he started acting a certain way.
Right.
Kind of sad, actually. It shows you how many people are not paid attention to and not helped, and
not given the tools to even address it earlier before they spiral out of control or spiral downward.
Yeah, because even like something simple as that, seeing your mom beat up like that, he said in he's like, even to this day, like when he sees his mom's face, he still sees that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's a lot of trauma to deal with. Like even if you're an older person, still seeing that your mom's face beat up and you still feel helpless, like you couldn't help it. You were still, even though you logically understand you were only 5 years old, there was nothing you could do.
Right.
So going from that angle, and then talking about him not being believed when he said he wasn't molested,
mm-hmm.
and that manifesting into the sex addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I can see like him saying that, and then hearing somebody be like, oh yeah, you just saying that, blah, blah, blah. And that'd be the funny thing about therapy and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I was saying earlier. A lot of people's traumas spawn from like these small little things,
right? To
where when it goes back around, let's say you haven't had therapy, and then you say you're sitting there thinking about it, then you go, let's say you have a wife and you between your wife, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember back this, and then this happened, blah, blah, blah. What should be like a profound moment of, oh, we need to connect on that. It's still like, you're just saying that. So why? That's another thing. So why do we have to go through all these lists to get to these root causes, even if we know the root cause and want to be helped? It's the way we have to go through this faction in order for us to be believed. And I think going back to what I was saying earlier about unconditional love, that's why I think a lot of men are the way they are, because we don't receive that unconditional love. So we always have to provide something, and then we're told, oh, the good, strong man was the silent type. They're supposed to be quiet, and they're supposed to take everything and internalize it and not blow up, because if you blow up, that means you're crazy. So you have to keep internalizing all the bullshit, and then they just stood there like a man, and they died when they're like 46 because their fucking heart exploded.
Right.
So, and I think, that reminded me of what Kanye was saying on What They Say or whatever. Like, don't let the mind style. That song, when he was saying they were saying tweeting gonna make you die early. How about how my heart hurting? Like you're telling me not to release the way that makes me feel comfortable.
Right.
So when you have that faction, so I can see how Kendrick from that moment, and then the his mom's not believing him, father time, how dad treated him, how he grew up. And I remember they would tell a story, the reason why they call him man, because they're like, oh, like ever since he was a kid, he was an old man when he was a kid. But then you go talk to Kendrick. Yeah, I saw a person killed when I was 4. Then now you see my mom beat when I was 5. My mom thought I was raped at 7. I saw my other friend die at 9. and then all my friends are dying off. Boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start, oh shit. While we sit there, oh yeah, Love to Pimp Butterfly. Oh damn, that's a great album. If you really think about what he's saying and really pay attention to what's going on, it's like, damn, this nigga went through a lot and losing a lot of shit. We need to be more. So then let's get back to the overall encompassing part of the album. That should be a great transition into Mirrors. But when you go into Mirrors, it's like, if you really think about everything and then start encompassing his whole career, the nerve of us is here, like, where the fuck is Kendrick at? Like, this nigga, he's settling down with his wife. He's fixing his sex addiction. He got another kid. He raised his family. You know, we sound like that dickhead ass boss. Are you coming to work? You come to work today? Not gonna come to work? God damn, you know, niggas died out here. Like, well, you know what you feel about it, Kendrick? What the fuck? And what Kendrick did? Nigga put his phone on airplane mode and said, I'll come in when I come in.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah, so Mother I Sober, timeless.
Yeah, there's no need to wait.
Yeah, timeless.
Timeless, yeah, I get that a 5. So with Mirrors.
Also, some people compare it to One Mic. I think because he got loud at the end.
At the end, yeah.
He got loud at the
but
end.
That was at the very end. Like, but I can see the comparison.
Yeah. So how do you feel? This is the last question on this one. About him not only releasing the guilt from the abuse, but releasing the shame of the abusers.
That's another level of leveling up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's a selfless act where you're considering others, you're bringing in others and helping them to release them, because it's all tied in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about me. Yeah, you choose yourself, but it's like, help these others to heal. So what was the question again? So what did he?
How do you feel about him releasing the
like Whitney and?
No, I'm talking about the actual part of he said the abusers.
Oh yeah, that's that level of forgiveness. That's a level of forgiveness to where it's like, we see it, but we get pissed off at it. Like with the Botham Jean, with the brother that got killed by the officer, the white lady downtown in the Dallas. And then like at the end of the trial, she got hit with the, you know, she found guilty, and then like I think the brother went to go hug her and say, hey, I forgive you. And then everybody was pissed off, like, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? We always be on some forgiving shit, and all that shit. But it's like, that's a level of power in the sense of forgiving. It ties into the law of cause and effect, karma. So it's like, yeah, we can be on the rah-rah shit and be like, man, fuck that. We need to, you know, XYZ, go down this path. But it's like, okay, what does it do when we say, hey, let's forgive? Like, that opens up, that gives you much more karma. So all that heavy weight will come back to you, because that's heavy energy. With basically with and I'm just speaking, well, in any situation, but with the Botham Jean situation, like, hey, you killed my brother. So for me to forgive the person that killed my brother, and it was like the way it happened was on some bullshit. And for me to say, okay, well, I forgive you, and like release that into the forgiveness, is like, that energy holds more weight than you saying, hey, I want to go the other route. Because that could turn around and you can get killed based off of you putting that energy out there.
Understood. I just looked up the definition of forgive, because I'm in the point now where I'm use certain words, and now I'm like, you think like, what does forgive mean? Let me forgive, nigga. Like, no, what does that mean?
Break that shit down.
So
it's to give.
To give for.
Yeah.
No.
To give. Like, what are you giving? Not a oh yeah, I forgive you. Like, hey, I forgive you. Yeah, you're good. It's like, what are you giving?
So it means to stop feeling angry or resentful toward someone for an offense, flaw, or mistake.
Say that one more time.
Stop feeling angry or resentful toward someone for an offense, flaw, or mistake. So removing your anger and resentment toward people, even your abusers.
Yeah, there's always lessons and understandings with things that happen to you in your life. So it's like, how does this make me stronger? How does this make me understand, you know, what I am attracting in regards to like my energy? What energy am I putting out there? It's like a level of going deeper in regards to therapy, going deeper as to why you are, why you created this life that you live, because a lot of the stuff that we've been programmed with comes from childhood that we do not know. And it's like when you start going into like reset the deeper recesses of your mind and begin to like unearth a lot of these things that are suppressed, you start to understand like, oh, damn, that's the why I keep attracting this. Because, you know, like you were just saying, this one conversation I had back when I was 3, when my mom or my dad said this to me in a certain way, I took it a certain way, and it's been emanating ever since. Because I've attached a certain feeling and a thought towards it, and then it's been emanating and creating whatever, however it projects or manifests in the reality. And there's like thousands, if not millions, of other little things. It's not just one thing. It's like there's other conversations, other instances that you might have been out and about at the store, and somebody might have been looking at you in a sexual manner, like that shouldn't have been looking at you. And it's like you caught that, but you didn't really process it. So it's like there's so many things that you've picked up in your environment from a young age up until you've gotten older. And it's like you were saying, like the continuous cycle, like you keep bringing this around, you keep bringing this certain energy around certain instances, certain situations. And it's like, I don't understand. But then that's when you have to go do the inner work.
Real shit.
Yes.
Timeless song.
So Mirror, last song, but then we'll wrap it up.
And so Mirror, when I first heard it, I think I called you. I was like, so what do you think we heard Mirror? And then you're like, oh, I don't know. It sounds like, well, but when I first heard, oh, Pharrell produced this too?
Oh. Shout out to Fair. Okay, so he made up.
Okay. Cool.
I'm still mad that you made Black Skinhead too, but it's cool.
No, but when I first heard it, like when the beat came on, I was like, damn, this just sounds like a goddamn Ford Exchange song and shit. So the goddamn Ticklero and shit. And either that or it sounds like a Zoe. Like how I don't know what it is about the beat, but it sounds like a I'm trying to think what album. Probably like In Atlanta Milk and Honey or the album before that. I can't think of the name of the album before that. But like that had that vibe to it. And then how he started singing on it, I was like, that sound like Fonte and shit. But overall, I like the song. That part did bother me with the whole Fonte sounding. But overall, like I said, once again, the message, the overall message, loved it. The aspect of, hey, save yourselves. I'm on my own and shit. Like I'm trying to save me. And funny enough, it reminded me back when he was saying on Butterfly, how he was saying like how like he touched all these people, but he couldn't save his sister from getting pregnant early. So I think this kind of like also the release of that, like you're not responsible for that. Like your job is to put like, so you can say how you feel on tracks, but you're not responsible for the world, even though you're taking on that responsibility due to what you've seen on Mother I Sober. I'm not responsible for that no more. So you go save yourself, or if you want to put a mirror to me and see me working on myself and do the same thing I'm doing.
Right. That's the best advice you can give anybody.
Choose yourself.
Yes.
Not on some fifth dimension, one wave, or I'm trying to be one with everybody. Just choose yourself. Heal yourself before you start. Whenever the bullshit that you deal with, you internalize it and then you express it out toward other people and you take it out on certain people. You might not realize it, but people who are dealing with their own issues, they tend to pick up on certain things that you do that you're putting out, and it triggers them. So that's why we have a whole bunch of people walking around hurting people. That's why the hurt people saying it's so prevalent now, not because of fucking Will Smith, but that's basically how we move around every single day. We get hurt, we don't say nothing, then we go take it out on somebody else, and then they feel hurt, and they go take it out on somebody else, and that's how we have this whole cycle.
Right.
So work on yourself. Stop waiting on Kendrick albums and stop waiting on the fall off. That was a diss to J. Cole. In order for you to grow, go to therapy, find yourself, figure out what's wrong with you, and be your own savior.
Right. And I realized early on, not to add to what you were saying, that's like when a lot of people in the spiritual community, like when you start doing these affirmations, it's like, I am the source, I am God, I am da-da-da. And it's like, you begin to bring all that comes with that. That speaks to what Kendrick was trying to do in regards to like trying to save the world and trying to save and be responsible for everybody, trying to keep everybody from going down a certain path because now you have the influence and the money to be able to wipe certain things out for other people. And it's like when you come to that realization, it's like you can't save everybody. You can only save yourself. It's like it brought to mind when, you know, like I said, I remember like people having certain affirmations as that, like I am God, and then it's like I am the source. I am, you know, and it's like these high level affirmations, and then you're channeling and downloading all that stuff, and you're creating these situations in your life that it's like, damn, you can't handle this shit. But it goes back to you saying that. So it's like you have to chill out. That's why I stopped doing that shit. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna focus on what is in front of me. I'm not trying to save nobody. I'm trying to, you know, I want to be able to influence and be able to help where I can, but I pretty much cut all that shit out in regards to like on the spiritual tip. So it's like I'm not about to be like, I am source. I am like, okay, I can identify and say I come from that, but I'm not about to proclaim that. It's like, you know, because that comes with a lot. It ties it into crown. Heavy holds the
heavy's head. Heavy is the head that chose to wear the crown.
Now, if you want to step in them shoes and you feel like you're ready, then hey, cool. But a lot of people that start off with them affirmations, they still trying to come up like they still broken.
To repair their life.
Yeah, you can't be like, damn, I'm still making $7 an hour, and you know, I'm staying in I'm sleeping on the floor at my mama's house, and it's like, well, I'm a god. I'm God. I'm like, oh.
Or you'll be one of the people who spends it. Oh, yeah, like, yeah, I'm a god. I don't need these materials. Like, nah, you're lazy.
Well, that comes with a whole set of other responsibilities that come with that. So it's like you just focus on you and where you're at currently, and build baby step by baby step from there.
So is this Kendrick album his version of B?
No.
But the overall message of B was, hey, like,
I just want to be
live in the moment. Same shit.
Message wise, okay, I can see that. So what do you give Mirror? It's classic.
I give it a 4. 3.5. Great, almost amazing.
Okay. Well, you said 3.5. That is amazing. 3.5 is amazing. Oh, okay. You said you're gonna.
Oh, I thought 2.5. 2.5.
Okay. Just want to make sure we look at the same.
Thank you.
I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
I think it was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like that. It has the flashing lights as a feel to it, and then it was also like reminiscent, like him singing is reminiscent of Frank Ocean.
Okay.
So the breakdown of the album overall. So again, the criteria of how we classify albums and how we rate albums and how we classify albums. So the criteria of how we rate an album, we already went through 1 through 5, 1 being where is it at? God damn it. 1 being trash, 1.5 average, 2 good, 3 great, 3.5 amazing, 4 classic, and 5 timeless. So in regards to, and when we classify or when we rate an album, we talk about the impact, the creativity, the lyrics, the delivery, production, and replay value, and the artist's growth. So we can run through this real quick. Okay. So impact and how it connects with the times in hip hop culture or society. What do you give it?
A 4.
Okay.
I won't say timeless, but the discussion before the album dropped until now, for 3 weeks now, and it's still a heavy discussion about what he's talking about on this album. People are still making videos about the album. I'm getting phone calls, so it's not like just stuff I see on the internet. People are still calling me, asking me questions about the album. I had Ronnie calling me, like she called me 2 or 3 times about the album last week. Me and Eli, me and Hootie are having discussions pretty much every day about the album. So I say as far as impact with the people, I'll say a classic, especially in this moment where everything's so fast paced.
Got you. And to add on that, I said a 4 or 5. And I said, due to what's going on in the culture, Kevin Samuels' death, black man versus the black woman, which spawned after, Kevin Samuels passed, the YSL indictment, Young Thug and Gunna, the Buffalo shooting, and then the school shooting just recently. It's like, it's right on time. It's like the message is therapy. So it's like, this album came out before the YSL and the shootings, but it's like perfect timing in regards to like, hey, we need to sit down and really discuss mental health, and not just discuss it because we've been discussing it. It's like, when are we going to start taking action and actually go to a therapist?
Don't shoot the breeze about it when you could be about it.
Yes. Shout out to Nas. It was written.
Hashtag.
Yes. So not only just going to therapy and the talk of mental health, but also it's gotten me to be like, and was already in pocket of like transitioning into that because first it was health, like let me start eating right, change my my lifestyle, move up in regards to my new apartment, and have my life reflect value. And I know health was a big part of it. But I didn't have therapy on the list. It was more so like going to go get like chiropractor, massages, going to the spa, going to the saunas and stuff like that, eating healthier and stuff like that. But it's like now I'm like, yeah, I got some deep seated. I need to get to the root of a lot of like deep seated fears and things that are causing me to have ups and downs and whatnot. And I'm like, damn, I should be at this point, given the fact that I've just leveled up, I should be in a different space. But now I'm starting to go, step back and be drained and get into a depressive state. So it's like, damn, why is that? So it's like, okay, I need to go talk to somebody. So I give it a 4 or 5. So creativity, so concept of the album and the songs and the diversity. What do you give it?
I want to give that a 3.5. That could grow into a 4. The whole Renaissance aspect, the fact that it could be a play. Once again, the concept of the album being therapy sessions. I'm giving it a 4 because that's the conversation I had with Eli from the Gems for the Record podcast, JEMSFTR YouTube. Like he was saying, like, has there ever been a hip hop or a mainstream album that particularly just dealt with mental health? And I couldn't really think of one. So on that aspect, creativity wise, now we have an album on mental health. Now, I mean, I think we have like Joe Budden to speak about it, but him to make a whole album conceptualizing his therapy sessions and really get vulnerable and talk about what he's going through, and then tie it all into where he's been over the last 5 years, and then also the scope of his whole career. Yeah, classic.
So I gave it a 3.5. Amazing. I say, although I like the overall concept of the therapy sessions, the song didn't really hit hard enough to be classic status. If there were more conceptual songs like Father Time, We Cry, Auntie's Diaries, and Mother I Sober, then we can have that discussion. But I get what you're saying in regards to like,
United in Grief too.
Well, I'm talking about like,
okay.
I mean, like, okay, yeah, the United in Grief is like, okay, it scratched the surface as to like, okay, money, sex, the pain away.
Did this one keep this from being a classic? Purple Heart, Rich Spirit.
Then I can say Crown and
no, Crown matches with this.
I'm just saying, well, on the second disc, I say like Crown and
Crown's not a bad song though.
But it's not like,
it's not something you're gonna bump in your car. It's still a great song.
I mean, that's a good song, but I'm just saying it's like it's still on par with what I'm saying. Like they didn't really hit, and then it's like given like, okay, Black Skinhead for we can pinpoint like, okay, you just replicated this beat. Mirror it's like, okay, that sounds like Flashing Lights. What else was it? I felt like he could have stepped it up on certain songs. So like it was like but like given the history, yeah, I get it, but at the same time it's like it could have hit harder. Okay. Like N95 wasn't like I said, it wasn't up there with an All Right or a DNA. Like, because when you heard DNA, like when niggas first heard DNA, like that put you in a whole different realm. Like N95, cool, but it didn't like take you there, like an All Right or anything like that. So it's like that's why I said 3.5. Like
I'm not gonna argue amazing or classic.
Right,
they're both good. They're both great.
So lyrics, wordplay, depth, and substance.
This is when I like. That's why I said I'll give classic status to how you set it up. But the lyric, like we get to that part, that's why I'll start dropping it. You said there's lyrics.
Yeah, wordplay, depth, and substance.
3.5, and that's more so of certain songs lyrically. Like I say, like the Rich Spirit and Silent Hill in particular. It was more of a, yeah, he was floating, but he wasn't.
Okay. Well, I guess because I graded it a 4 or 5.
So you gave him a 4 or 5 on the lyrics? Go ahead.
Hey. It ties more into the artist's growth than
Isn't there a section for artist growth?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It ties like now that I think about it and processing it, is more so goes more to like growth, because it's like I said, he's gotten better as a writer, like as a singer, writing songs as a singer as well as rapping. Like he's grown. It's better for me.
So Kendrick Duck Matthews would be a better writer if he went through something. I thought to myself, what does that mean? After hearing 4 Kenny albums, I know what that means. That's what get that bar off. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll say 3.5.
Okay. I would say I said well, I thought I said, did I say 3.5?
You said 3.5.
Okay.
So delivery, the cadence and emotions. Like did
4.
it 4? Yeah, I gave it a 4. I say definitely deliver with his cadence and emotions. But I asked the question, was it Pac-esque? How Pac can grab you emotionally, is Kenny at that level now?
Yes.
Okay.
The switching of, like I said, I have the anxiety Kendrick voice. You got the brother, you got that, like he has so many different flows that will, like, you, if Kendrick really wanted to grab your attention, he knows how to switch flows up to where you're like, oh. So you're not gonna get bored listening to it. Like I make the joke about listening to like J. Cole and his voice, unless he switches the flows up, it's kind of like, all right. Especially if he does a slow flow, it's like, all right, this
wrap this shit up, B.
Yeah, but Kenny, like he switches flows up to what you like. I'm not listening to, okay, what is Kenny gonna say? Now I'm also thinking how's he gonna say it?
And
so
getting in pocket with the songs.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, he's reached. No, I would say he's a tier below Pac.
Okay, because he doesn't have like a shed so many tears, I am mad at you.
No, he has those types of songs.
Dear
He don't
Mama.
have a Dear Mama. With my mom, well,
but the beat is more so the beat.
I said no, Mama I'm Sober would be close to his Dear Mama, but Dear Mama was more commercial and it was a different type of record. Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Okay. Production, overall beat, experimentation with sound, structure of song, effects on voice and sound effects.
3.
I said 3.5.
I said it's great. It wasn't amazing and it wasn't a classic. It was great.
That's why I say like they were great. However, songs like United in Grief, Savior, Interlude, Savior, and Mirror are amazing and classic.
Okay.
Replay value. Even though an album may be good the first time playing it, it may not have replay value. This plays into the ADD culture where the attention span is getting shorter by the second. So replay value.
3.5. I want to say 4, but the only reason I didn't say 4 is because, I'll stay at 3.5. I'm not going to go back and listen to, say, Auntie's Diaries or Mama Sober or
We Cry Together,
like just riding around.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about from that aspect of replayability, but if I go back and play the whole album in totality, do I want to keep going back and listen to the album? It's an album that's probably going to be like I can't even say that. Ooh. Thank you. It's not on the level like a Life is Good or no, actually I would put it on par like a Life is Good. Yeah, 3, like a Life is Good, 3.5. Yeah.
Okay. I gave it a 3. I said it's great. Although the album is heavy with substance and depth, most songs will not be revisited like We Cry Together. I put Crown in there, Auntie's Diaries, and Mother I Sober.
Okay.
Artist growth, last section.
5. For him to take that step and to put what he put out and then show like to lead some other us as Black men who have a stigma with therapy to actually go to therapy. I gotta give that timeless.
I put classic because usually timeless is like we gotta wait and see, but I get what you're saying. It does that does matter looking at it from that scope. So I would give it a 5 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so his perspective is changed overall, and it's like at this point, I want to see what Kenny brings to the table, just PG Lang, because I want to see PG Lang. It's like cool, it's gonna be a while before we get another Kenny album, but it's like let me go listen to Baby Keem now. Let me go see who's on PG Lang and see what they're doing creatively on PG Lang. because this is an extension of where he's at now. So the criteria, how we classify albums. So this is what we were doing with each song: 1 being trash, 1.5 average, 2 good, 3 great, 3.5 amazing, 4 classic, and 5 timeless. What would you rate this album? Or how would you classify this album?
This is a 3.5. Amazing album. Could have been classic with a couple of fixes. The worst Kendrick album of the the second worst Kendrick album out of the 5, the worst Kendrick album out of the 4 major label albums. I would still say it's better than Section 80, but the bar was set so high that Good Kid, Mad City is a classic. To Pimp a Butterfly to me is timeless. Damn is a classic, could be timeless over time. For this to be an amazing album is a drop, but Kenny's amazing. This is kind of like Nas's worst album could be some people's best albums. Like this album being Kenny's worst album would be J. Cole's best album.
Yeah, I said the same thing. 3.5. I said amazing. Now, would this be what was I about to say? Would this be like Michael Jackson going from Thriller to Bad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that'd be a perfect example.
Because the expectation was so high and the pressure was there, and then he drops Bad. Now, Bad was a fucking classic. I say Bad is a classic. I say Bad's a classic. I still remember I started reading down the list. He was like,
yeah, that was my father.
But I remember the conversation in regards to sales. Like the sales went from like he did like what 35 million off of Thriller, and then Bad went like
20 million or something like
that.
It's
like, oh, it's a flop.
Yeah,
Bitch.
No, I watched I just watched the interview. They talk about why Quincy and Michael stopped working together, and they talk about what like Bad. In the interview, the guy was like, yeah, Bad only so he was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, for 22 billion, I'll flop every time. Shit.
Oh, Quincy said that.
Yeah.
I saw that interview.
Yeah.
So 3.5, amazing album. So we get into the meme conspiracy theories real quick. The timing of the meme and Kendrick, the entanglement. Ready? Y'all ready for this? So 1,855 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I woke up yesterday morning. I said, hey, I think I got something on my phone because, the Google would be like, hey, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and da-da-da. So I remember we already talked about like, okay, 5 years ago, we started the M.E.M.E. podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually the first show we did was May the 13th.
Okay.
May 13th, 2017 was our first.
Didn't
even catch that. I didn't even catch that part.
Did not know that.
I didn't. I
Welcome to the meme verse.
So we did our first show May the 13th, 2017. So I didn't even catch that. Thank you, sir.
5 years exactly.
5 years to the day. Kenny drops May 13th, 2022. So we did our first show, meme number 1, entitled Damn Kendrick. So we did the first meme May 13th, 2017, 5 years ago to the day. So Kenny drops the album 5 years later on May the 13th, 2022. So boom, that's number 1. Number 2, we recorded yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We recorded yesterday, and there was a lot of distractions. We had to keep pausing. So I was like, fuck it. Let's just do it tomorrow. Let's record it tomorrow so we have the time. I don't, want to have any interruptions. This is meme number 100. So it's like, this has to be perfect for the most part. So what did I say yesterday? I said, hey, tomorrow will be 5 years to the day that we started using the criteria breakdown. So yeah, so the list that we went down, like our point system for how we rate an album and how we classify album, we did that May the 29th, 2017, when we did meme number 2, Salute Combat, hashtag raising the bar. So we brought and then I spoke about, and this is before I even did the math and the, all that. I was like, yeah, we need to bring back around our rating system for, especially for this Kenny album. And then, start using it more and more, because this is where we got our start. Like, this is like the foundation, because now we just talk about albums. Like, we need to bring the essence of how when we started, we need to bring the system back. So again, we recorded yesterday, and then like I said, there were distractions. The universe works in mysterious ways. So it's like, boom, here we are recording 5 years from the day, May the 29th, 5 years to when we first started using this this rating system. So that's 2.
There's more?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Got one more. This is the kicker.
So that's
So
the trilogy, buddy.
So I woke up yesterday morning and 1,855 days. I've been going through something. So that's when I got the.
Should I be afraid?
Oh yes. no, the people out there listening. So 1,855 days. So I was like, let me go look and see what happened. 1,855 days from, was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Mhm.
So first I was like, well, I bet you the album, like Kenny's album dropped, the damn album dropped 1,855 days before. So I was like, okay, how many days is 5 years?
Mhm.
And it was like 1,000 and I think it was like 1,830 days.
Mhm.
Right. So that takes you back to May the 28th, 2017.
Yeah.
Right. So 15 days before that,
Kenny album dropped.
I think the Kenny album dropped.
Yeah.
No, it was he dropped in April.
The 13th. Oh no, yeah, the 13th.
He dropped in April.
Yeah.
But I think 15 days. Oh, was the 13th. So it's like
April 13th.
Yeah. So no, May 13th. Because it's
no, I talking about damn. You talking about
So let me rewind back. So I said, what was 5 years? Like, what is 5 years in days? It's 1,830 days.
Okay.
So that puts it back to May the 28th, 2017.
Oh, okay.
So then I was like, okay, I need 25 more days to make it that 1,855 days.
Mm-hmm.
So then I said, okay, well, 15 days before that was when we did the first show.
Mm-hmm.
So 28, take away 15 days is the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts it at 845 days. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, it was 10 days. Okay, what happened 10 days before that? Or something like that. Wait, no, was it 25? My numbers is fucked up. I think it was, anyway, it was like, I think it was 15 days. So it was like 1,840. So it was 1825 is let's do the math real quick. It's fucking me up. Because I don't want to be like, oh yeah. Then the motherfucker be listening and be like, nigga, your math was fucked up. So 365 times 5. Yo. What is that? 1825?
Trying to find my calculator.
I got it right here. 365 times 5. 1825. So it's 1825. I said 1830. Mm-hmm. So it's 1825 puts it at May the 28th, 2017. 15 days before that will be May the 13th when we did our first show, which you put 1825 plus 15 is the 1840.
Okay.
So then that's where it's like, okay, what happened 15 days before that to make it to 1855? Okay. So that put it at April the 28th, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that when we went?
Well, that's when I created the logo for the M.E.M.E. podcast.
Oh, yes.
And I got the timestamps on here too on my phone, to where it's like, I ain't bullshit. I ain't just making it like, oh yeah, we did the first logo. Because I was like, okay, what happened 1,855 days from that time frame? And it was like, okay, I made the first logo for the M.E.M.E. podcast, which the shirts that we wore in the pictures.
The first M.E.M.E. podcast.
Right. Where it was going down like vertically.
Bring those retro shirts back.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that shit, but so it's like, you see all this shit?
Mm-hmm.
So like, look at the date. You see where you get the...
At the bottom corner. Oh, the details. Top right. I'll go back. Top right. April 29th, 2017. So
1,855 days. We made the M.E.M.E. initial logo, which we had on the shirts. May the 13th, we did the first M.E.M.E. show. Which parallels to Kenny dropping May 13th, 2022 with the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album. Yeah. And then what was the third one?
You said you said the album dropped on the 13th, the logo creation, and
That was the third thing. I ain't writing all this shit down. I just
Oh,
remember.
the system, the rating.
Oh,
system.
the rating system. 5 years to the day, as of today.
Yeah.
5 years ago. Now we reusing the system 5 years later, exactly to the date, May 28th, 2017 to May 28th, or 29th, 2017 to May 29th, 2022.
Look at God.
We operate on a whole different frequency. We operate on a whole different frequency. This is not planned. This is just divine, but out of line. So yes, so that's how we do. That's how we rock. So let's see, two more things. Conspiracy theory. I asked the question, why is Kodak on this album?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because he made those comments towards Lauren London after Nip died, was assassinated for the most part. And he pretty much been wilding since. So it was like, what if Kodak was brought in? He brought him in to sit him down.
So I was gonna add to that theory. We talk about rituals and humiliation rituals, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You remember he got shot out there too,
right?
So was that a part of it? Like that was the payback for what you said. Even how you responded, he's like, "Oh, they finally got me. I got shot." And he was kind of laughing about it. So was it like the penalty for saying that? You take a shot to the leg, but you get to go to Kenny album.
But then what throws that theory off is like on the verse, he says, in the studio with K-Dot, fresh out the pen. So he got out the pen like
no. So he worked on that song because he was talking about on TMZ. He was like, yeah, he was out there in LA. He's like, yeah, I'm working on I'm working on something for Kendrick. Yeah. So it went to like December when he December, January, February when he worked with Kendrick. He'd been out of jail. He dropped that the Super Gremlin album.
Okay. But how he said it on the song made it seem like they recorded this when he first
he got out of jail. Yeah, he was out for a little bit.
Okay.
Because he was on house arrest for the first 6, 7, 8 months, so he couldn't even go out there. So
gotcha.
And Kenny ain't going out there to him.
Gotcha. So yeah, so I thought about that because a lot of people were asking that question, like, why the fuck is Kodak on his album? Like, you know, he represents, you know, his representation, like what he represents in our culture. Like, why is he on the album? But it's like I can look at like, okay, what if he was brought in to be sat down? Like, hey, you know, what you said was disrespectful. But it's kind of like an OG bringing in the young homie, like, hey, you know, I'm not gonna slide on you because I like not how Nas be saying I can send niggas to slide. I'd rather teach you the ropes. Integrity matters the most. So it's like, what if he brought him up, sat him down like an OG, like, hey, you know, you out here wilding, this culture out here is different than, you know, what you may be used to. There's, you know, but I'm gonna bring you in and sit you down. But not only just sit you down, but he also plays an integral part in the album. Because as he said in what song was that? Savior. Yeah, where he says they want me to be pro-black, but I'm more Kodak black.
So I was gonna say that's probably why he brought him in, because it's like to show y'all, yeah, I set the line, but I'm gonna even go even further on like the deepest album when I get into myself, I'm gonna have Kodak on it.
Right.
That's why I say I think he represents that primitive side of himself. And that's why he brought him in to do that part.
And it also ties into the forgiveness.
True.
So it's like, hey, you know, we need to instead of talking about or tearing down our brothers and sisters, like we need to be more forgiving. And it goes to like what the Heart Part 5 was what I feel was what message he was trying to convey is like, you know, we need to forgive OJ, we need to forgive Jussie Smollett, we need to forgive Kanye, we need to forgive Kobe, you know, for some people that are still holding on to what happened in Colorado. What was that, Utah or Colorado?
Colorado.
Yeah. So it's like you need to forgive but Nip, like there's need to be more forgiving for those who are still out here like active right now, disrespecting his name.
Okay. And I was gonna bring this up too, because another thing they brought up was, oh, why was Kodak on the album when he caught a sexual assault charge? So like ties to the same thing, the forgiveness aspect. So if you have a problem with it for that aspect, that's where I say you gotta look at yourself. You need to probably go to therapy.
Right. And then the mirror effect, which I brought you on, put you on game yesterday, from the dude on TikTok when you give him his props. Because we give props. We don't, you know, you hear me say the Urban X podcast, the According to Hip Hop podcast, the Thought Crimes podcast. Like, you know, I always give respect to those who I get my information from and want to give credit where credit is due.
And while you're looking that up, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back because I was the first person that said to play the damn album backwards.
On the first meme podcast.
On the first meme podcast. And then Kenny dropped it as a collector's edition. So I was on point. So when I saw this TikTok video that we're about to play, I was a bit upset.
I'm just going to get his name.
Oh, okay. So the TikTok video that shows what the mirror effect we're to talk about. So I was very upset that I did not come up with this myself.
So it's Off the Grid. OFF, is that actually him? Let me make sure it's him. That's not us. Yeah, it is him. Yeah, OFFTHAGRIDD on TikTok. He had a theory about the mirror effect with Kendrick's album. Mm-hmm. To where it's like if you look at this 1 through 9, and then you take this 2 and flip it, because it's a mirror effect, you flip it to where song number 9 is song number 1. So Mirror will be song number 1. Mother I Sober would be song number 2. What comes before that?
War Steppers and Mr. Morale.
No, I'm saying this 2 flip backwards.
Mr. Morale.
Oh, Mr. Morale be number 3. And then Auntie's Diaries would be number 4. So it's like you flipping it, and it's like he's saying, like, if you listen to each song, like United in Grief and Mirror, if you listen to N95 and Mother I Sober, Mother I Sober, and then go down the list like that, each song correlates with each other.
So I tried to do that before the show, before you got over here. I got to like the Die Hard and Auntie's Diaries. I'm like, I'm not hearing, like when I played it backwards, I can hear how he was trying to do it. Mm-hmm. I think in concept, maybe the mirror effect is one is the problem, the other is the solution, or the solution is within that song for the problem that's in the first song.
Right.
But I didn't catch it the first time I heard it.
So which songs was it?
Did I what?
That you didn't catch? Like you didn't see the correlation.
Well, what you got brought up, Purple Hearts and Count Me Out.
Yeah, so on Purple Hearts, because I remember he was talking about that yesterday. Mm-hmm. So we spoke about it briefly yesterday. So Purple Hearts, being real with self and being vulnerable, love, forgiveness, and healing. Count Me Out, finally taking ownership, forgiving himself.
Okay.
So he was asking for forgiveness in Purple Hearts, and then he was forgiving himself in Count Me Out. And then in Auntie's Diary, I think you said Auntie's Diaries and
Auntie's Diary, that was more so like the
Die Hard.
The Die Hard, like the acceptance. You said that was acceptance.
Acceptance, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Die Hard is like, please, like it's like a song to Whitney, like accept me, you know, love, damn, what's the chorus?
Which one? Die Hard.
Die Hard. He says,
I know I might be too late to set my demons straight.
Can you see the God in me? That's the part I was trying to. Can you see the God in me? So it's like, forgive me. Can you see past my
flaws?
Yeah, flaws, and can forgive me. And then like Auntie's Diaries is like, well, accept me, mm-hmm. not forgive. Like more so, accept me for me, and not allow the outer layers to deter you from, you know, how you see me. Like accept me. And then Auntie's Diaries is him accepting his auntie and then his cousin.
Okay.
So acceptance at that level.
All right. And then I say it does make sense because now you have the Rich interview, Lou, the Savior and Lou lines up. Rich Spirit and Silent Hill matches up to me. So like I get it in theory. I just have to try to find the correlations, like how you just broke it down with Purple Hearts and Count Me Out. But gotcha. I say the theory does work.
Okay. All right. So also it ties into your podcast that you have formulating with the mirror.
Oh yeah. So I had originally came to Kim Naki with an idea for a show that I was supposed to do on my own
last year.
Yeah. So I still might do it. I kind of, funny enough, that what me and Eli were doing when he comes through kind of relates back to that, because that and hymns. But it was called Living Real Rap Lyrics. So the titles would be, the logo is supposed to be LR and then a mirror and then RL on the other side. So how rap lyrics reflect life. So this actually would be a good example of a first episode of Living Real Rap Lyrics.
There you go. So he had the mirroring effect for his podcast. So again, this is how
and also Kenny stole my dance moves. And that's been
Nigga, that's Jeff Jarrett, nigga.
no, Jeff Jarrett is
same thing. He just balled his fist up.
yeah.
So yeah, again, we are in alignment. What else I was about to say? This is how we are in alignment in regards to like our entanglement with Kenny Big Steppers.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to those gray cowboy boots that he was wearing with the LA Fakers on the side, LA Faker logo. But we're in entanglement with the dates that we just put down. So there is an entanglement there. And we have a lot of a wealth of knowledge in regards to spirituality, what we've been talking about on the show. We've talked about mental health. We talked about R. Kelly, which was brought up on the album. We've said, hey, you know, boom, boom, boom. We had that conversation. We talked about death culture and drug culture with the mumble rap, with the Michael Jackson and all this. So we pretty much attempt to, I would say we bring these conversations to the forefront. We have our fun, whatnot, but we also get down to the depths of having these conversations. So we want to be the one of the podcasts that, you know, takes an in-depth look at, you know, at society and as it relates to Black entertainment, past, present, and non-existent. So here we are coming back around full circle. Whoa, 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 dum, 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 dum. Whoa. So here we are coming back around full circle as we just laid down with the conspiracy theory. So we'll go ahead and close on that note. Did you have anything you want to close with? Anything you want to add in regards to the show?
Go back and listen to the Kendrick album and relate it back to yourself. Not everybody has the same problems, but look at it from a view of where whatever you don't like, have the conversation with yourself. Why don't I like it? Why does it trigger me? Why? Like, these are the questions. This is why this album is important, because even in the songs we don't like, there's something in there that will make you question yourself. So give the album, if you didn't like the album, give the album a chance again, but listen with different ears. If you do like the album, listen with different ears and use the album to help you develop and work on yourself.
Indeed. So I'll close out the show. This is season 9, Divine, but out of line. Hashtag Debo, meme number 100. Meme number 100 entitled Big Step in Full Circle with No Morale. So hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Hashtag.
I can't please everybody.
That was it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Do we have, I don't remember the other hashtag. I didn't write none of that down.
Oh, yeah, I didn't write them down either. Hashtag you out of pocket. Hashtag you ugly. Oh, bitch.
Ugly as fuck.
Um,
Pretty much all the names of that.
Yeah. You heard the beginning.
Just go rewind it.
Yes.
Let's do this song again. Listen to this podcast again. So to topics of discussion today was segment 1, 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, go. Memories. There's the burp. All right. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, go. Memories like they used to be. Facts and Black Stories. Segment 2, memifying Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and segment 3, memify or meme conspiracy theories or meme conspiracy facts. So join us in 2 weeks for Meme 101, where we'll be memifying Jeezy's Thug Motivation 101. All right, see how that aligns? So where you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and all podcast platforms. You're only getting seasons 8 and up on those platforms. If you want seasons 1 through 7, pre and post shows, and other exclusive content, go to our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/theMEMEpodcast, TheMEME podcast. Donate, support, and become a meme or a meme-ber. In closing,
I want this to be the last time I say this. Time to do something new, but it ties in with this album and Eckhart Tolle. We didn't get into Eckhart Tolle either, but everything is everything, and everything is what is. It is what it is till it ain't. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. Rest in peace to Bernard Wright. Rest in peace. Who else passed in the last? I can't think who else has passed, but rest in peace to all that's passed. Especially rest in peace to the children and the adults who passed in the school shooting.
and Buffalo.
And definitely Buffalo also.
All right. I share those same sentiments. And in closing, life is but a meme. You can dream, express, or have no chill. But at the end of the day, we can give a fuck how you feel. This is the Meme Podcast. When it comes to Black entertainment, we reign supreme. All facts. We are the supreme meme team. We clout chasing, keeping up, and about waking people up. We honor both. If you have a problem with that, pull up if you want that smoke. And it'll be that way until I say cease. We out of here. Peace.
You're now listening to me. Me. You're now listening to me. Yeah.